G'day guys and welcome once again to Tales from the Undertaker. My name is Michael from Ask A Pathfinder, and here with us today in the studio is our full team back together, raring to go and get straight into another horrific tale within the Ustalav borders. Now, the Undertaker is around, but we're kind of in a very weird position because our lovely Kendra sadly missed the last game. So I wanted to kind of roll back a little bit and actually do a little bit of an opportunity to get everyone to interact with some of the vibrant characters that are left over and have survived the incident at Carrion Hill. So while normally we do a recap, this is the beginning of the next chapter. And so if you're tuning in now, welcome, and we're ready to get started. So to put a point as to where we are, the group had recently managed to escape Carrion Hill, a town that had recently been sieged by the undead. They found its leader, a death knight by the name of Lennon Carpenter, who they promptly drove out of town. However, you know, the devastation had been done. There's lots of chaos, there's lots of mayhem. Some buildings have exploded. We're fairly sure of that. Not all at the hands of the zombies, but nonetheless, the people of Carrion Hill are grateful to our heroes for having arrived and saved them in a timely and prompt manner. As a show of their gratitude, they have got discounts that occur within Carrion Hill. Some of the people have come to sort of shake hands. But sadly, for a moment, the group thought that they had lost their beloved leader, Khalil. That is, of course, when an enigmatic figure arises over the rainy hill, whistling to himself, a tall and slender individual. We might be able to get a picture of him. It is the Undertaker wheeling a barrel containing the body of Khalil, who thankfully was not dead, merely rendered unconscious from the horde of undead that were battling him in the streets as they basically left him. Not intentionally, mind you, but it was a matter of, well, Khalil's over there and exit's over there, and you know, things happen the way they did. So
it was all very fast.
The Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Yeah. All right. So as the Undertaker rolls the body up the hill, he addresses the group. Greetings and salutations. I am the Undertaker. I don't suppose that one of you had left this lying in the streets of Carrion Hill. And he tips out Khalil in front of Raylan, Darby, and Geralt.
Our fearless leader!
Yes.
Oh, thought we'd lost you.
Thank you for returning
I'm so
our
unconscious,
friends.
right?
He's still unconscious.
Oh.
He looks so sweet when he's sleeping.
Thank you.
He looks a lot more good at things.
What can we do to repay you for bringing our friend back?
Repayment, you say? Well, normally it is not my custom to, take payment for dealing with the people who aren't already within Pharasma's grip. But I do have my joys. If you have a joke you would like to share, I mean, being an Undertaker, there are very few moments for mirth and merriment, so I always relish the chance to hear a new and rib-tickling joke from new people.
I have a joke. Have you ever had an out-of-body experience during sex? Where you're just like, get out of my body!
He chuckles with this almost a cacophonic laughter. Everyone make a will save.
Oh god.
Including me.
Including Khalil.
6 for Geralt.
9 for Darby.
18 for Khalil.
17, Raylan.
17. Okay. Everyone except Raylan and Khalil are just compelled to start laughing, like whether or not you want to or not. The joke is just so funny.
Woo!
You've
Raylan,
never
you've
heard
outdone
Darby.
yourself.
You've never heard Darby make this noise before.
Laugh.
As he does so, he thanks you for the joke, and he says, I must be off, but if you require the assistance of, well, an Undertaker, you know where to find me. And he sort of hands you a business card. The business card simply says on one side, Undertaker, and on the reverse side, it says, P.O. Box Graveyard.
Okay.
This is very helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
He sort of bows his head, takes his hat off, and continues to hum his tune while he walks in the rain, by the way, back along the muddy road.
Okay.
All right.
Can I create water over Khalil to wake him up?
You cast Create Water in the middle of the rain. He is now slightly more wet than everyone else.
Okay, cool.
Khalil, however, this does wake you up. Mostly because you're about to drown.
I waterboarded him to life.
How often have we ever heard that sentence?
Russia does it all the time.
That's true. Giving people new experiences all the time. All right. Is there anything Khalil wishes to say as he suddenly springs back to the land of the living?
Raylan, you're okay.
Khalil, you're okay.
Wait,
Yes,
wait. What happened
everyone's
to the
okay.
Dobby? What happened to the armored guy and
All dead.
all
No.
the zombies?
No,
and,
that's not
they
true.
left, and I point to the direction they left.
and the weird dude that was singing the song. Dude's not a word they had in this era, but
He gave us a business card.
Yeah.
He's apparently he works in a graveyard.
Yes.
Just any graveyard? I'm not exactly entirely sure.
It has a P.O. box there.
You
That
can
is
make
apparently
a That's true. You can make a knowledge local check if you so desire to know information about the Undertaker.
What about history?
Oh, yeah, we have to have that.
ooh. Yes, but it's an incredibly high check.
ooh,
I could maybe roll a nat 20.
Well, let's see if you do.
15 on history.
No.
22 on history.
Mm,
Too bad.
Not quite.
Not enough, maybe.
Not quite.
No,
Okay.
Not quite.
enough.
All right. Any knowledge locals? Nope.
I don't have that.
No. You had a
Nope,
knowledge.
all right.
You rolled knowledge local, right?
Roll knowledge history.
I have
Oh.
knowledge, nature, and arcana.
I don't have any
All right.
knowledge.
Well, we don't
Then
know.
you're out of the know. You're not in with the in crowd, and you don't know who
Yes.
this guy is. Okay. So, but I will give you some general knowledge. Generally speaking, the Undertaker is not only, as his name describes, a person who buries people and, acts as the mortician, but he also, for those in the sweeping profession, is a great source of information. Basically, if there's a body to be found, the Undertaker has dealt with them. So you usually go over to the local Undertaker, you introduce yourself as a sweeping company, and you can ask about how people died. And they're just generally very helpful. Normally they need, money or something to kind of compensate them for their time, but they are a good insight into quote unquote forensics of the time.
Why not?
Cool.
All right. You are then approached by the mayor, as we did last week, who is very thankfully, sort of walks up. Mayor Heggery, sort of turns around and says, "Oh, I'm so glad that you made it out alive. It warms my heart to see such valiant heroes putting themselves into the line of fire and risking everything for common people. It's a wonderful thing. I'm just sorry that my own troops couldn't fight back the Undead incursion. And it'll take some time for us to clear the streets properly, but with the people survived, Carrion Hill will rebuild."
You are welcome.
Your silence is warming.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
It's our duty.
That's what we do.
Not very good at
You do know our name, right?
receiving.
No, you have not yet divulged said name, but
Well, my
Tell
name is
me,
Khalil Howland, and this is the rest of my party. We're part of the Howland Agency.
the Howland Agency. Well, I would be
Yes.
sure to tell people far and wide that the Howland Agency were instrumental in saving the people of Carrion Hill. At this point, he gives you the coffer and allows you to do the shopping and all of that stuff, which you guys should have taken care of between the games. And last but not least, you are approached by
Someone who has
Clara
a glass of warm milk?
and Neville. They can have a glass of warm milk, I guess, if you need it.
No, I just have it
Clara-
written down for some reason.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I'll get that to that in a second. Like I said, we're kind of backtracking, so I'm it's slightly different, but at the same time the same. As you are handed a piece of paper by Clara, who says that a strange young man handed it that was helping Rosenvale leave town after you evacuated him, and said that it's urgent that this letter find Khalil. And he hands it to Khalil. All right. Upon opening it, the note reads, "Friends, if you are reading this, then you've made it out of Carrion Hill alive. The Sleepless Agency is always looking for resourceful individuals to collaborate with on high-profile jobs. It's with this in mind that I'd like to ask you to meet my teammates and help us with an upcoming job. Travel from here along the road towards Castle Corvishaw. On the second day, you should come to a shabby halfway house called the Black Cauldron. Give the owner this letter and ask her for a glass of warm milk. She'll tell you where to go from there. Signed, Rosenvale Rovillier, Helsing." P.S. You're probably wondering how I managed to write this missive in the state you found me in. Figure it out, you're detectives, right?
Well, I don't know if we would call ourselves detectives, but we'll figure it out.
I think
I
we're.
believe in, yeah. We could do it.
I think we're detectives. We detect things on occasion.
We're very talented. Do you need any help from us before we possibly go on another adventure?
Oh no! You've done so much for us. Neville said that he's going to take me to Seska, and we're going to meet with the mayor there. But
Good idea.
we'll arrange for the finances to be transferred to you once we arrive there.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Well, one thing before anything else, Pogo, what is to be? Is he gonna go back to where he was before?
You see Pogo, he's sort of over by the river, and he seems to be taking a long, deserved drink out of the water. It's really weird because as water goes into his mouth, it seems that his tongue is slowly polluting the water at the same time. You hear some of the townsfolk sort of explain, like, oh, well, Pogo's a part of the town like anyone else. He's a beloved, well, not mascot, but like he's a beloved part of our town, and he'll be instrumental in clearing out the straggling undead as well. So he'll be given a good home and get given quite a treat for his role in evacuating everyone.
All right.
Pogo sort of looks.
Very good.
What do you
That's
think,
for sure.
guys? We're gonna follow this lead, right?
Well,
Are we ready?
I mean, I guess so.
Yes.
We'll take a second to ourselves. I mean, we just went through a lot, but
Did everybody buy what they wanted?
I'm good to go. Yes.
are we flash forwarding to like us having done all this stuff? Yeah, right. Like,
Okay, this is now the continuation. So you will rest for the day, and then as you set out to leave, Pogo runs over to Darby and gives him one final goodbye
Knew it.
lick.
Goodbye, Pogo.
This time you don't need to make a fort save. Actually, oddly enough, there is almost no smell coming from Pogo. Basically, at this point, I'm going to say that you have an added benefit. Because you have been such a good sport about all of this, you are now immune to the stench effect as a supernatural thing. So basically, if someone has, like, a creature has the stench ability, you've basically looked into the maw of Pogo, and yeah.
Stench. That's actually very good because I'm going to take Stink Bomb next.
Alright, because now bear in mind this doesn't protect you from nauseating effects like Stink Bomb. It'll only prevent you from the actual supernatural ability Stench, which is a 10-foot aura that sickens you. So that particular thing.
Right.
Alright. So, moving forward. Can we get the map of Ustalav, please?
Ustala. I wish I had background music for this, but we don't.
Our
That's
background
okay.
music isn't good enough?
We are the background music. Okay, so as you can see on the map there, that is the nation of Ustalav, and Carried Hill is to the northeast. Now, Corvushaw is... there goes the map. Bye, map.
Bye, map.
Can I have the map? Is that a thing? Nope. There we go. All right. All right. So to the south, you can see that there is a... to the southeast, there's a massive lake. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in the forest and stuff like that?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you keep going slightly to the right of that, you should see 3 tiny little lakes.
Yeah.
To the south of that is Castle Corvushaw. And that is where you are heading. It is a 5-day journey to get to Castle Corvushaw, but as he said, you will be traveling for the better part of 2 days in order to reach your destination of the Black Cauldron. Now, just to get some minutiae housekeeping things out of the way, how do you guys generally travel cross-country? You do still have the horses that you had.
Princess.
Yes.
Where's Princess?
Thunder.
They are, in fact, safe and sound. Right where you left them. They've been there for 2 days, but, they've been, basically you've given them enough slack on their rope that they've, just been milling around and eating grass and, being horses, basically. They didn't particularly like being trapped in the rain, but, they're pretty sturdy creatures.
Let's mount up.
All right.
Mount up? Yeah,
You
let's go.
mount up. Sweet. You mount up and you begin to travel. Heading south along the well-traveled merchant road, the day goes by and it seems to be the rain ebbs, leaving nothing but the usual Ustalavian cloudy sky. You see large forests on either side of you with these gnarled trees. In typical beautiful spring in Ustalav is what you can imagine. Everything is dyed a dull gray or, blue. And there's this ashen dirt that always seems to be underfoot. Okay. It is around about 4 p.m. when you hear something in the distance. Roll me a perception check.
Ooh.
Khalil rolled a 23.
Raylan, 24.
16 for Geralt.
Dobby rolled a 19.
19. Okay, cool. All of you pretty much hear the sound of shouting. It seems to be several men and a woman that appear to be shouting. The sound seems to be coming a little bit off the road, but not too great a distance that you would get lost in the wilderness if you were to go and pursue it.
Well, we have to see if everything's okay.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Why wouldn't we go towards the shouting?
That is a good point, Dobby. Why wouldn't we go near it?
All right, roll a survival check as you attempt to locate the sounds of the commotion. I mean, you can hear it, but no, just pinpointing it. That was very loud.
Raylan, 4.
Khalil 7, as me and Raylan are looking the wrong, backwards where the horses are.
You basically, Raylan starts doing this and going, "Wow, my ass got big." Okay. Okay, what did Khalil get?
Khalil rolled a 7.
Okay, Geralt?
19.
Okay, and Dobby?
20.
All right, Darby. Your skill and cunning in the wilderness, for reasons unknown to anyone else but yourself, leads you towards what appears to be several armored individuals. Now, there should be a picture of a knight that we've got floating around somewhere. Now, there are 3 of these heavily armored individuals that seem to be harassing a woman that is carrying a child. They have knocked her to the ground and aren't letting her up. They have swords drawn and seem to be shouting at her to relinquish the child.
Stop! What are you doing?
One of the larger ones turns to face you. He does not lay down his attacking stance as he says, "Mind your business. This ain't concern you."
I think it does concern us.
Do they look like thugs, or do they look like guards, or can we tell?
Darby is unable to tell.
Yes.
I don't care who they are. I, with a diplomacy of 26, say, "Tell me who you are and why are you trying to take this child?"
All right, Khalil. You get you as you sort of observe the scenario. Sorry, I will get back to you, Raylan.
Yeah,
don't worry. Khalil, as you observe the situation, you notice that normally with brigands and bandits and stuff like that, they have a particular quality of their armor. These guys have very well kept armor, very well maintained weapons. They do not bear the same view as, say, a a thug or a brigand, but carry themselves more as soldiers of fortune or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So very experienced, that kind of thing. In terms of what you say, the large person, roll a diplomacy.
Who?
Unless you rolled it already. No,
I
Raylan.
rolled it. It was a 26, yeah.
26. All right. With a 26, he says, "We represent the Twin Peak Guards. Now be on your way."
You want us to leave?
Not until you tell me who this child is.
Hey, what do you?
The woman looks up to you and says, "Please help me. They want to kill my child."
Can Darby make a sleight of hand check to see if he makes, if I can make a smoke bomb without them noticing?
Sure.
Nice.
Ooh.
26.
You most certainly do so. As Darby sort of reaches one hand behind his back very subtly beneath his cloak, he manages to, without looking, create the catalyst needed to create a smoke bomb, which he now holds in one hand. The guards seem to be yelling at the woman, telling her to shut up. We've got our orders and all that sort of stuff. Whereas the one standing between you and them seems to now sort of take a step forward and say, "Last warning."
I detect evil.
You cast Detect Evil. You do not detect any evil.
Okay. Guys, I think these soldiers are just doing their jobs.
No,
Let's
stand
not fight
down.
them.
I'm gonna intimidate him. I'm gonna try to
We
intimidate
can't.
them to
We
stand
can't
down.
just
They-
let a little child
Wait,
be killed.
I promise you, stand down now, or we will kill you.
Whoa.
All right.
It's true. I
Roll
probably
initiative.
will punch you all to death.
Um,
I'm not gonna lie.
Can I?
Uh,
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna yell.
Okay,
to,
because Darby. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I was gonna say because Darby had his potion ready, and I know that obviously you wanted to kind of spring into action with that. As we roll initiative, Darby, you will be able to act in a surprise round because you were ready to act before the initiative got rolled.
Sweet.
All right. So first of all, roll initiative.
Nice. Good roll.
17, Raylan.
And also for everyone who's here right now in the chat, to let you know, we do every once in a while have a moment where you are allowed to
Plot twist.
influence the path of the game. Eventually, we're gonna have a 1 to 50 number chart which you guys can choose one on, and at that point, it will eventually come back into the game as some kind of like fate card, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep,
so
exactly.
Stick around.
Yeah, so definitely stick around, and we will definitely be doing that as time goes by. So, actually, you know what? Let's do one now, just so that I've got
Oh,
something
look
in
at
the.
that.
All right, so to our beloved audience, please, could someone give me a number between 1 and 51, and I will weed in the plot twist from my plot twist deck, and see what happens during this fight. Geralt, what's your initiative?
9.
9.
9.
All right, and Khalil.
I rolled a 17.
17. Raylan and Khalil, who's got a higher base initiative?
I just have a 1.
I have a 1 too. Yeah.
I have a dex of 1. What's your dex?
Dex of 1.
I have a dex of 12.
All right,
what's yours?
12.
We have two.
Wisdom?
We have two 69s in the chat.
Wisdom
so
is
far.
14.
Same, 14.
Roll again.
18.
14.
Okay.
Okay, so Khalil goes first. Darby, what's your initiative?
I got a 22.
22. All right, to the chat group that made the hilarious suggestion that 1 out of 51, I should choose 69.
Yes.
Combine
Well done.
the choices of 51 and 18.
No, there actually is one that says
We actually have
33,
one that says
like
33.
Jesus' age.
Yeah, like Jesus' age.
There's a 33.
Except now he's saying sex does sound more convincing.
All right, 33.
Oh, this is going well.
Oh dear.
All right, guys. Okay. Okay. All right. This is gonna be fun. Thank you, by the way, whoever did that.
Very good. It's Lucky
All right.
96U.
He's from
Okay,
Streamhouse.
thank you,
Welcome,
Lucky 96. Okay, Raylan. Darby. What am I saying? Darby, you are up first with your surprise action.
Okay.
So this happens. Take a standard or a move action as you suddenly spring into action, going, "Oh God, they're gonna hit us."
Okay. I can talk as a free action though, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. The lady still has her child?
She does.
Okay. I'm gonna yell at her to run past us.
Go on! No.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna throw the bomb, excluding the area that she's in, to hit the 2 guys, and it's a smoke bomb.
Okay, make your attack.
Are we within 30 feet of them? Or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, not those 2. You are within 30 foot of the one that sort of stepped forward to address you, but the others are about 40 foot away.
Okay.
Also, in case the visual's not there, you guys are still on your horses.
Right. So is that any, like, negatives?
No. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll take that into account.
Okay. I got a 17.
17. All right, they are flat-footed, so that will strike. The area fills with a thick and piercing smoke, except for some reason in a small bubble surrounding the woman. However, doing so, you have told the woman to run towards you, which is now covered in smoke. So she's gonna have to pass through the smoke to get to you, which does
Right,
that
but they
take any
can't
damage?
see. They can't see her now.
Yeah, but it doesn't do any damage or anything like that.
No,
to the
it
smoke.
still it does 2d6 damage as it explodes, and then it fills with
Okay.
smoke.
Yep. All right. Yep. So roll your 2d6 damage as you. Oh, sorry. Roll 2d6 as you hit the one guy.
Yes,
And then
the rest of
roll,
them take splash damage, which is 8.
Correct.
But they can make a reflex save for half. The direct hit guy can't, but they can.
Okay.
Nice. So he takes 16 fire damage.
Oh my god.
Oof.
And then
Jesus.
the other guys take 8 unless they make a DC 15 reflex save.
Okay. Yes, as they take the damage, they are none too impressed. That, obviously it was for them it was like a dishonorable sneak attack. What the hell? It came out of nowhere. All All right, but that's the surprise round that Darby got. We now start the initiative. Darby, it's your turn.
I'm going to yell again, just so she knows to like come this way. I'm going to move that way, and as I move that way, Darby's going to pull open one of the potions he has made for today and chug it down, and it's shock shield. So like crackling energy covers his body.
Sweet, sweet. All right, you.
And I go up as close to I can, trying to get her to come towards us so we can protect her.
Come to me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As he drinks the potion, we then look at Khalil.
This guy in front of me is not backing down, right? He's just standing steady.
He's kind of turned his attention to Darby more than anyone else, but yeah, he still looks pretty aggressive.
Well, I guess have to dismount, right?
You don't have to.
I guess I don't have to. I'm still gonna dismount so I don't hurt my horse. But I'm gonna dismount and swing at him with my sword and spend one of my Arcana points to charge it with electricity and swing at him.
All right, your blade glows with a crackling blue electric light as you swing your mighty sword, trying to cleft the guard in front of you.
That is a 18.
18 will hit.
Awesome.
And deal an additional 2 points of electric damage as you strike his body.
What are you looking for?
D6.
D6?
Here. Thank you. It's 7 points of electricity and 4 points of slashing.
All right, another heavy blow on this guy. He tries to block you as you step forward, but you manage to be too quick. And as he's lifted for the block, you duck down and slashed at his side. Because he's wearing heavy plate armor, it crackles with electricity, basically electrifying him. Basically his neck begins to smolder as he's basically cooked from within. Raylan.
I'm going to stay on my horse and go over to the woman and child.
All right, and there is the smoke. Do you pass through it?
Yeah.
All right, you enter the smoke. Make a perception check as you sort of
21.
Oddly enough, it smells like cinnamon. All right, with a 21, you find the woman and child. They seem to be, they're stood there waiting for their opportunity to run. They see you coming, and she reaches her hand out towards you.
Can I pull them up onto the horse with me?
Yes, you can. She will. Yep, she basically jumps onto the horse with you. Cool. And then that's all you can do for this round. The guards. Let's see if the guards see anything. Nope. So the two guards in the smoke are blind. The one guard looks at himself being wounded. Didn't see whether or not the other guys are injured or not. So he's going to rush at. Actually, no. He's going to attack Khalil because Khalil's the one who stabbed him. Natural 20.
That misses. I'm immune to. No.
Natural 20s. Everyone looked at him like he was really serious for a moment.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Okay, that is a.
Is there a feat that makes you immune to crits?
There's a monster
there's a thing called. Well, no. There's a thing you can get for your armor called fortification. He didn't roll well on his crit, so that is a 13 to confirm the crit.
Yeah, I said that match. No, that misses.
Yeah.
That misses. All right. So he swings his sword and does his damage, which is 9 points of damage as he slashes at you with his long sword.
Oof.
And he calls you a vile cur.
A cur.
That's just rude.
Cur.
That's just
It
rude.
is. It's like, yeah, well, No. Okay, so next up we've got Geralt.
Hey! So how close is Geralt to the Taki guy?
10 foot.
10 foot? Oh, okay. I'm definitely gonna attack him.
You're still on yours.
Okay.
Alright, can I like do like a cool like jumping off my horse to like punch him kind of thing?
Sure, make a ride check for me.
Ride check. Da-da-da. Hold on. 6.
All right, with a 6, your foot gets snagged in the in your harness. You don't stack it though. Instead, you still need to take a move action to dismount, which you do. That provokes an attack of opportunity from him, but you'll still get to make an attack.
All right.
Yeah, he hits you.
Okay.
You take 7 points of damage. Basically, he rolled a 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
All right. Now you make your attack.
Okay. I'm going to use Brawler's Fury. Brawler's Flurry.
Flurry Fury.
Can't quite do that because you need a full round action to use Brawler's
Oh,
Flurry.
that's right. You're right. That's right.
And
Alright,
had you made the ride check, you would have dismounted as a free action, which would have allowed you to do that.
Well,
I
then
got your back.
I'm just going to attack him.
All right.
Raylan yells from her horse, use non-lethal damage!
I don't know how non-lethal my fists are. They're
Actually,
probably
pretty
lethal.
Actually, you're very
They're-
capable. Unlike the rest of the world who would take a -4 to their attack to do non-lethal damage, as a brawler with improved unarmed strike, you have the ability to make, because normally unarmed strikes are non-lethal. The actual trick is making them lethal.
Yes.
So you have the trick to make them lethal. Incidentally, you can also just make it non-lethal.
Can I do that?
Yep. No
All right.
penalty, nothing. It's just non-lethal damage.
All right. I will punch him.
Nice.
Let's see here. So that's gonna be.
Like a Jillian.
Let's see here. It's plus my strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your base attack bonus.
And my base attack bonus. Okay, so 20.
20 to hit will definitely hit as you jump to clobber him in the jaw. You clip his lower jaw and cause his head to wobble. Roll your damage.
Alright, I need a d4. I got it. Alright.
There's a 1.
What the heck is that?
A 3.
3.
Oh, yeah, it's down. Okay. So 3, 6, 9 damage.
He goes down. Boom. Basically, his head wobbles. You see his eyes sort of like just glaze over as he collapses onto the ground, completely knocked out.
Yeah.
Darby, we're back up to you.
Okay. Dobby is going to get to like not right to the edge of the smoke, but pretty close, and then he's going to get his crossbow ready, and he's going to take a shot at the dudes whenever they come out. Not the first thing that comes out. I'll confirm that it's them, so I don't. Yes.
Thank you.
Damn. All right. Khalil.
Okay, I'm gonna take this moment to just like the guys out, right? I'm gonna try to intimidate both the guys in the smoke and say, "Your friend is down. Stand down now, or you both go down too."
He's
Intimidate
definitely right
check,
about
please.
that. I will definitely knock both of the rest of you out.
Was that a nat 20?
No, I wished. That is a. Oh, I have no bonus. 18.
All right, with an 18, they are definitely shaken, and they may possibly retreat. We shall find out after Raylan.
I'm just gonna make my way back towards the road. So if I can do like a double move or whatever.
Okay. Yep, you very easily move towards the road. They haven't seen you, so you manage to duck out. Darby, you see her leave with the woman.
Okay.
And she, with a horse, she's managed to move through the, move a fair distance away from the guys who are on foot.
Still there.
And then we
give chase.
Yep, we go to the guards. The guards do in fact retreat, but they seem to rush towards the guy who's knocked out first. So they put their weapons down and they're sort of running towards him.
Okay.
That's a 30-foot movement.
Okay.
Oh no, and yeah,
they're for trying to rescue their friend.
All right,
I'm more than happy to just knock both of them out, though.
Geralt.
Is it my turn?
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna knock one of these fools out.
You're not gonna knock it out in one punch.
Oh, I'm knocking out in one
Send a message.
yeah, I'm gonna send a message.
All right, make your attack.
Actually, how close are they?
They're right next to you.
Oh, okay. Is it possible for me to use Brawler's Flurry to hit one of them and then hit the other one?
Correct. Yes, you can.
Hell yeah. Alright.
Tell him not to come back.
Okay, 20 for the first attack.
Get out of here. Yep, that'll do it.
And 9 for the second attack.
That will not do it.
Alright.
So you hit one of them.
Alright. Let's see here. 2... 8 damage.
Second guy is knocked out. All right.
And
as Geralt
Geralt takes
up,
like a hearty laugh.
the guardsman looks like, holy crap, there's this mad halfling. Darby.
I dismount my horse. I still have my crossbow trained on the guy, and I tell him he needs to stand down and tell us what was going on, or he's going to end up like them.
As a free action, the guard turns back and says, "Oh, we were just following orders. The nobleman, he said we needed to punish the woman, killed the child. The Lord was right. It was the Lord said it was some kind of abomination and it needed to be taken care of."
Who was this noble?
Or just some fat merchant guy.
Tell us who it is.
Does anybody... I'm really bad at reading people, so...
Yeah, so I'm just really good at punching things.
Are we kind of out of combat, or are we still in...
Well, you're still in combat. This is like free actions in between, so you got small phrases. If you ask him who it was, he'll say that only the captain dealt with him, and that was the guy you knocked out.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. I mean, that's really bad.
Well, it doesn't
It's like,
take
but the
too long for
creature...
people to wake up.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's not a child. That's something else.
What are you talking about?
Are you just, like, still booking it?
I'm
All right.
on the road.
Raylan. All right. So now from Darby. All right. From Darby making his threat, we then go to Khalil.
I'm just gonna drop your weapon, stand down. We're gonna tie you up, and once your captain wakes up, we're gonna ask him what's going on.
Ooh, roll a diplomacy.
Ooh, no. 8. A charming
He
8.
says, yeah, all right, sure. We'll do what you say.
That's odd.
Okay, tie him up then.
Alright, let's tie him up.
Tie him up, Joe. I'll tie up the other.
Alright, so I'll tie him up.
You won't be able to tie him up just yet, but when it gets to Geralt's turn, he can. Raylan.
Okay, so I'm back at the road and just kind of asked the woman why they were trying to take her child.
The woman basically turns and says, they think my baby's a monster, but how could any mother kill their child?
Raylan asked her, well, why do they think your child is a monster?
At this point, you get a good look at the child. Thank you very much to our plot twist for the day, which is...
Sanity check.
As the child appears to have blue skin, a squid-like texture, giant black beady eyes, tentacles growing out of its lips, and appears to have this ooze bleeding, this almost like this black and glittery like ichor that drips from its face. It looks at you with a horrifying visage that basically you need to make a sanity check for.
Great.
Will save.
At least you know it's probably not evil.
8.
Oh no!
You take 5 points of sanity damage.
What?
5 points.
5 points
Mine
of
just broke a
sanity
little bit.
damage.
Now you're afraid of babies.
Oh my god! How much is that? What's the scale?
All right. So hold up. So first of all,
Remember we all have like our threshold?
yeah, that's fine. So you're gonna roll another will save to resist going insane from looking at the child.
You're gonna
'Cause
be
your
scared of
threshold-
babies like Geralt scared of spiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot
So
about
roll,
that. Scared of spiders.
roll another one right now.
Yep.
17.
Oh, never mind.
17. Okay, give me 2 seconds while I just madnesses, sanities, going insane, blah 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 blah. Roll me a percentage, please. Actually, no. Let's get someone in the audience. Someone in the audience, give me a number between 1 and 100, and I swear to God, if you say 69.
You know what's gonna happen now.
Now you asked for it.
Now I completely 100% expect 69.
68.
68.9.
We also
We
got
got
87.
three.
87 was the
87.
first. Oh, we had.
We got 169.
It's true.
100.
Getting original, guys. We're getting real
All right, you
creative
know-
here in
okay,
stream.
all right. What was that? What was the 80 something?
87.
87. All right. With an 87, you narrowly avoid contracting schizophrenia,
Oh, God.
Ooh.
which is
That
quite a
would've
quite
been
a
fun.
I don't need a
Quite a
schizophrenic
thing.
Raylan.
So now that you're past the shock of it, is the baby kind of cute?
no.
You're like, I almost developed
This is-
schizophrenia, but actually
For
now
those
it's
of
kinda
you-
cute.
For those of you in the audience that have seen Men in Black, this is kind of like you know the baby squid that Will Smith, except
God.
if like except like if the baby was a crack baby, right? It's like it's kind of like oh my God, like horrific and like I said, blue skin, bleeding, etc. It's kind of horrific what you
Okay.
have in your backseat.
I
It is
asked-
clearly a monster.
I asked the woman, what did you have sex with?
He said his name was Geralt. No.
Damn.
Speaking of that, though,
no.
I have it written down that you guys have mummy rot.
Oh.
Oh yeah, what do we do with our mummy rot? That's a good point.
Oh, we'll get to that later. Like that'll happen when you guys. That'll happen when you guys stop for camp. Because like I said, it's about 4 p.m. So it's
Right,
just before
right.
that happens.
Still a day.
Now Ree
That sounds
the
really bad.
child. She said I had an affair with a tiefling.
Okay.
Tiefling.
It's like me.
What? Do I not
And my
realize what your
husband-
character looks like?
And my husband would see it killed.
Dead horns.
For those of you in the audience, a tiefling is basically a 1/8 fiend. So let's take a devil. Devil, human. Together, half devil. Still not a tiefling. Half devil, human. Now we get a tiefling. That's how it works. So tieflings are that many steps away. Generally speaking, this kind of creation only happens when you have like some demon blood, like maybe a tiefling and a tiefling. They can create a half demon. This seems to be a half demon of some variety.
Oh, okay.
So is mom a tiefling?
Can you, like,
As far
sense
as you can
people around
tell,
or
as
something?
far as you can tell, she appears human.
Yes, I
All right. Well,
You can?
Yeah, she's all. they're all
we
away
will
from us.
wait for my party to return to decide what we will do.
All right. The god at this point Geralt, could you make me a perception check, please?
Yes.
No.
No, I don't. I definitely don't perceive anything.
Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, so first and foremost, he takes his sword off his belt, in its scabbard still, because remember he put it away to approach.
Mm-hmm.
Holds it up in the air for a moment, places it down between the two of you at your feet. Oh, son of a... Okay. Rolls a natural 20 on his CMD.
Oh,
As he stands up, he sort of has this look on his face, and he yells out, "Yah!" And the horse gets spooked. As the horse runs, you realize very, very quickly that the reins of the horse, which were hanging by its side, are now attached to Geralt's legs.
Oh no!
Geralt is whipped very violently backwards as the horse gallops randomly into the wilderness. Now, Geralt, I assume you don't have handle animal.
No, I do not.
Do I have
All
a
right,
second to react
well-
to this?
No. Oh, well, you got a reflex save. Okay, make a reflex save. I'll give you a reflex.
Okay.
Like, basically, you've just seen him go, whoof.
Fuck. 10.
Nope. He's gone. And Geralt, you are now careening through the forest. You start by taking, well, 2 damage.
Oh, all right.
This is a bit anticlimactic, but you took 2 damage. You've sort of braced yourself a bit. You will take that every round that you are trapped and the animal is running. You are hitting the brambles in the undergrowth. You are hitting the trees. Only the horse is really safe, because just ducking in and out. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna try and get my leg out.
All right, make a...
Escape artist?
Cool, let's see. Yes, an escape artist check.
Yes. Yeah, 25.
With a 25, you manage to slip the binds of the rope and come rolling to a stop as the horse continues to leg it.
Just to preface this is Geralt's horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Thunder!
Thunder.
That's why it happened, because Thunder doesn't like him. All right, Darby.
Yes, that checks out.
Dobby is going to try to... Dobby's gonna throw a thunderstone at the guy that just spooked. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Damn it! He just read it. For those of you back at home, a thunderstone is basically a very loud bang.
Yeah.
Happening 5 foot away from Khalil would also deafen Khalil.
Yeah. No. I'm just going to try to intimidate him. I'm gonna because I can use my intelligence to intimidate people.
Or your looks.
I'm going to
Savage.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm going to pull out a vial of acid and just go into explicit detail of what'll happen if I pour it down his throat, and if he doesn't cooperate, if he tries something like that again, we're gonna kill him, pretty much, and torture him first, and then also tell him that he needs to convince me that he doesn't know more, or else I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't believe that he doesn't know more. Now that he's already betrayed us once, I don't believe him.
Roll an intimidate check. The grand irony here is if he tells you something, you shouldn't trust him.
19. Yes.
Okay, with a 19. He is shaken again from the circumstances. Well, if you're going to kill him both ways, he's going to pick up his sword and attack you, but he'll do that on his turn. You get the impression he's not surrendering.
Okay.
Okay. Khalil!
Can I grab the back hilt of my sword and just smack it to the side of his head as hard as possible?
You may roll an attack action at a -4 penalty to deal non-lethal damage with your sword.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Roll to confirm the critical hit.
2! Or 4, I guess. Or negative
Well, you
2.
still hit. Yeah, you still hit, but you don't confirm the crit. So roll your damage.
What is it? D6, D4, D4.
No, it's the same as your sword.
Oh, okay, so D6. That is 6.
Hey.
Okay, 6 points of damage. Okay, cool.
Oh no, it's
He's
7.
still-
Yeah, you should add your.
7?
Yeah.
He is down.
Nice.
On the dot. Hello.
She got very excited by the combat.
Yeah, this is a different cat. This is a bossy cat. All right. Yes. So you managed to knock out the individual. So we are now out of combat. But I will go back and say, Geralt, you are in the wilderness and you are nearby where Raylan is. You can actually see her from where you are.
Oh, okay. I will go to Raylan then.
All right, Raylan, you see Geralt walking up to you. You're still a little bit unsettled by what you've seen.
Ah,
Are you alright, man?
yes, horse got spooked. It's nothing to worry about.
Oh, okay. So, the kid's blue.
What?
The kid's, it's blue?
Like he's choking?
Like squid-like.
What does that mean?
Squid Kid.
I think it might be a squid kid.
It's a squid kid.
It's a squid kid.
It might be a demon. We should probably kill her child.
I don't think the child is evil.
Are you
Just
sure about that?
weird-looking. Yeah. Well, I'll detect evil when I get a chance.
Oh,
and then I'll let you know.
it's super evil.
Oh.
So is it evil or is it not evil?
It's super evil crap.
It's not
super evil. You just described it as super evil? I think I should punch this kid in the face.
No, not my baby!
I think I should punch her in the face
wait,
too,
I'm confused.
non-lethally.
I'm confused. Is it evil?
No, not my face! Hit my baby! No, she doesn't do that. No, she doesn't say that. All right.
Is it evil? Or are you fooling around?
Oh, yeah. No, it's legit evil.
I mean, you literally almost went insane just by looking at it.
I think we
Oh, by the way, Geralt, do you actually look at it?
No.
Are you sure?
No,
I'm pretty
I
sure
would
you
look.
would.
I would look at it. I would look at it. Damn it.
Okay, make a will save.
18.
Okay, you're okay. You only take 2 points of insanity damage.
Oh well, then I.
However,
Oh.
Geralt, your
Yeah.
threshold is 0.
Yeah.
So you get
So-
to make me a will
Oh,
save to avoid a
dear God!
madness.
What the hell is that thing?
Make another roll.
Jesus!
It's looking at me, Ray.
Ugh! There's too many eyes. Oh God. 9.
You don't have any
All right.
will?
I've
Our
no
audience, our beloved audience, please roll for Geralt's fate. A number between 1 and 100.
will.
No decimals.
This is what
I
happens.
feel like I've got. I
He
feel.
doesn't get to say.
I feel-
He does not get.
I was gonna say. I feel like I've got to do a 69 just
25.
because.
25.
25. Okay, 25. With a 25.
From old man noob.
Oh, fuck.
Well, congratulations. Not only are you afraid of spiders, you are now also afraid of.
Babies.
I don't want to say babies. I'm gonna say. Tentacles.
Okay.
Tentacles. Okay.
Yeah, tentacles. You have a this rational / irrational fear that a creature with tentacles will drive the tentacles into your mouth, your nose, and your eyes and your ears, and basically suffocate you.
Oh God.
So, whenever you are in the presence of a creature that you are the subject of
Let's hope we don't ever
this
fight an
insanity,
octopus spider.
Okay. That octopus spider. I
every
feel like
round
Michael's
that
gonna
you
come
are-
up with that just to like mess with me. It'll be like you take minus 20 on everything.
Yeah, pretty much. You basically need to make a will save to try and basically not be afraid of it. So basically, if you're in the presence of a spider or if you're in the presence of tentacles, you are automatically frightened. However, you can try and man up and or woman up, depending on what your flavor is, and make a will save against the DC of the insanity. So for both of these, I'll just let you know what the DC is so you can keep track of it. The DC is 14.
Okay.
If you make the DC, then you can act normally for 1d6 rounds.
Oh, okay.
If you fail, you keep running. Which, by the way, brings us to what right now?
Oh, God.
Guess what you're in the presence of?
Oh, all right. So do I need to do another will save, or did I already fail it?
This is what happens when the DM specifically
Make a will save.
says, don't dump all your mental stats, and you dump all your mental stats.
I did. To be honest, this isn't a surprise. I told them, like, be careful because you want to have at least a good mental stat because we're playing with sanity rules. But you know,
He had nothing to that?
whatever his will save is,
Oh, you had the will.
which is 1.
Oh, wait, it was 1? I have 1 will?
Yeah, you got 1 will.
Oh, I got 1 will? I may have actually been okay before then.
No, you weren't.
All right,
no way,
never
no
mind.
way.
All
I
right,
more mean like right now.
13.
13. No. No. All right, you just as soon as you see the child, Geralt starts hyperventilating and going, and then just
This is
off
worse
he
than
runs,
spiders.
like, and he's gone. He is gone. and the mother's like, well, that's just rude.
Okay.
FYI, Raylan, seeing that happen to Geralt, and obviously yourself as well, make a heal check.
$23.
Nice.
You can identify that the woman is actually also suffering from an insanity.
Ooh.
She is suffering from mania. She is obsessed with the child. Completely and utterly fascinated by it.
Do we know any way to heal sanity?
Restoration or shock therapy.
Well, I have a scroll of restoration.
That will suppress it for a time.
I was going to ask. I was reading, and it says that I can, as an alchemist, I can take scrolls from wizards and get like a...
Turn them into your formula book.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I attempt to do that at some point? I know I can't right now, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Just we'll do it between games, and just let me know, and we'll sort it out. All right, but carrying on. What are you guys doing?
Oh, I just know if we were on their scenes still. I'm tying up these fuckers.
All right, they're tied up and unconscious.
And I'm gonna make sure that they're not able to like get away. Because I'm gonna go find the rest of my crew. I want to make sure they're like not able to escape while I go down to the road.
All right, Darby.
They're all tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Am I? Did you leave?
I'm gonna start walking to the road. Yeah.
Okay. And did he run off in the other direction? Towards us?
Who, Geralt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran towards the road.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, I'm not just gonna leave him, so I guess I'll just stand guard over the 3 dudes.
Yep, you sort of stand guard over them from your horse. You sort of boot one of them just to make sure he's unconscious.
Got my... I have a bomb ready to throw at them in case they try anything.
Yep. All right. Raylan. things have unfolded.
I shout out, Khalil! You better get over
Khalil,
here.
You can hear Raylan off in the distance, and you obviously see Geralt sprinting towards you.
Might want to tell him not to look at the baby too.
That's fine.
Don't look at the baby.
What's wrong with the baby?
Don't look at it. It's evil.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the clip for our trailer.
What's wrong
Don't
with
look at the baby. What's wrong with the baby? Don't look at the baby.
Dun, dun. I'm going to. Geralt's just running. I'm going to try to calm him down.
Okay, Geralt, you can make another will
what
save
is
if you
going
want.
on?
Another will save? Alright.
Yep.
8.
Well, you're not calm, but you have stopped because you're now away from the creature.
Okay.
And you're there in front of Khalil.
Do not look at that baby.
I'm going to look at the baby.
Don't look at that baby. That is the most horrifying creature
Can
I've
I
ever
hear
seen
them?
in my life.
Not the baby.
Except for spiders. Just spiders are much worse, but that's pretty close.
I'm sure it is. Just go stand and help Darby guard the men. I'm going to go check out what's going on.
Alright, but don't look at the baby.
Raylan,
Don't look at the baby.
I'll take care of it.
Khalil.
What's going on?
I detect magic on the child to see if maybe it's under some kind of spell or curse or something.
It's not under a spell, it's my baby.
I don't tell the woman what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So
Not
that
the baby.
she'll keep her annoying mouth shut.
Oh.
I'm going to
Detecting
go...
magic.
There's no magic.
I think we need to.
It's just an
I
evil
think we
squid
need to
thing.
kill the baby.
Is it evil?
Yes, very.
I'm going to
Don't
go
look at it.
and... I want to do this as gently, but like swiftly and aggressively. I want to take the baby away from the woman and like grab and look at
Make
it.
a combat maneuver.
Whew. I had my hot moment for a second. What do I add to this roll?
CMB.
So 11.
DC was 12, man.
You got out strengthed by like a tiny
Like a-
mom.
Oh.
It is
All
a
right.
mania
So
model.
as Khalil reaches up to try and grab the baby, the mother pulls her away and says, "No, you're just like them. You're after my baby." And
Wait.
she quickly dismounts from Raylan's thing, which she does, and
It's-
she starts to run.
Oh wait.
Man, holding the baby.
No, sorry. It actually was 12.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I never added my my base attack. You're supposed to add your base attack bonus to that.
All right.
I never remembered
Okay,
that.
fine. In which case, yes, you snatch the baby from her, and she cries out and she screams, "No, not my baby! What are you doing?"
Does that mean you?
I'm not gonna look at it because everyone keeps warning me. I'm gonna trust Raylan.
You hear a voice coming from inside the bundle of cloth, which goes, "Where?"
Oh God.
It talked to me.
It said where?
Where? Like, holy shit!
What should I do, Raylan? Is this evil?
Yes, very.
It's
very.
not evil.
I have no way, but I trust Raylan. So I'm going to kind of throw it
She's
on the
crying.
ground, and I guess I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna put my sword through it.
Oh my God.
Look, I know you guys have just come out of football season, but you don't need to spike the child, okay?
Kick the baby!
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, Chad is yelling, "Kick the baby!"
I'm gonna do it as like respectfully as possible, I guess. Because it was unfortunate.
All right, you pull out your sword and closed caption. I mean, guys, this is a horror game. And thwackak! The baby stops moving and it stops making whatever horrific sound it makes. Blue ichor bleeds from the blanket and fills it, and she goes, "No, wait, what?" She seems to sort of take a moment, and her head seems to clear, and she's like, "Oh my lord, What have I been doing?
Excuse me?
You were under this baby's spell. You were driven mad by it. It wasn't a baby. It was a monster.
It was. It wasn't my baby. It was a creature that possessed my baby. A demon.
Oh. Oops.
I remember it. I remember it now. An old woman came to our house and offered blessings upon our child. What we didn't realize is that she was a witch, and she possessed our baby with the spirit of a demon. It made me kill my husband.
Oh shit.
Oh God, what have I done?
It's all right. It's all right.
We're not there.
Oh yeah.
Regarding.
What is your name?
Can you hold this? Captain.
My name
We don't
is
know.
Abigail.
All right, Abigail. When did you last see this witch?
Not that.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
It was many moons ago.
Do you know what she looks like?
She describes your typical crotchety old Macbethian witch. You know, big wart on her nose, wrinkly, all that kind of stuff.
Raylan?
You know, I think at this point, we need to make sure the guards are okay. The soldiers. And then we need to just carry on to our mission.
Is there anything we can do for you, Abigail? As much
No,
as we can
no.
offer in this moment, but...
No, it's quite all right. Just thank you for your help. And she gives you a locket. This locket will remind you of the good deed that had happened, but at the same time, the horrifying things that have happened in the world. It sort of like girds you against this. While wearing this amulet, you will improve your sanity threshold by 1.
Well, let's
Hey.
let's give it to John.
Probably a good idea.
Did she give it to me as a gift?
She did.
I'm the one who saved them.
It's true.
Well, it's for
He's
you.
the
You.
one
It's
who
for
killed the
you
baby
all.
that
It's
was
you all.
dominating
It's
your
worth-
mind.
yeah. It's no. It's for you all. It's for you all.
Yes.
It's a share present. Okay.
We're gonna cut it in 4.
Yes. We all get 1/4 bonus.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
ask her.
Yep. Go on.
Would you like for us to bury your child, or do you
No,
want?
Her child.
No, I'll take care of it, and the guards should be able to help me as well.
Yeah, they're we have them tied up right now, so they weren't trying to. They're not bad people.
No, they were men hired by my husband.
Oh.
That you killed.
Yes, but but even when they were chasing me, they would never try and do harm to me. They could have very easily killed me many times.
Okay. We'll go back, and will you help us explain to them everything that's been going on?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
The guards already know what's up.
So-
So we need to go apologize and heal
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
and then get out of here so we can get on
Oh
our
yeah.
way.
So
We're with the guards, right?
yeah. So we have no idea any of this is happening.
As soon I'm like Darby is pissed off at these guys because they tried to pull something. So
The
as
guards
soon as
guards sort of start waking up before Raylan and Khalil get there.
Whenever,
the
whenever
captain-
he gets there, I ask him to hold down the captain and take off his helmet and like keep his head where like his ears facing up.
Yeah, and actually on my way over there, I punched the one guy again that did the horse thing.
He's unconscious. You just sort of punch him again.
Yeah, I just punched him in the head. Yeah, actually this time I'm like really pissed off, so I'm not doing like a non
roll your damage?
blow.
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
don't kill him.
Just roll damage. You don't need to attack roll.
Ah, dang. Oh, just roll damage. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 8.
All right. He starts bleeding. He's got a black eye.
And he kind of spits on him too, like.
That's fair.
Drill's pretty
Okay.
pissed off.
All right. The captain wakes up, and he doesn't see you do that. He just sort of wakes up and he goes, "Where am I?"
Oh yeah, and actually,
He has him
as
pegged.
Darby said, like I'm also holding him down now. So like we took off his helmet and I'm like holding him down.
I'm gonna try
Okay.
to intimidate him saying that if he doesn't tell us exactly what's going on, I'm going to take this acid and pour it in his ear.
All right, as you say this, Raylan and Khalil walk up, and they can see Geralt holding the captain's head to the ground, Darby with a vial of acid threatening to pour it in his ear.
Do it,
Dobby,
do it!
Dobby.
Wait,
Wait.
guys.
I'm just trying to get information. I wasn't
No,
going to...
we're just going to get some information.
We're
No,
wrong.
we got it. We got the information. We're good. Let him
Okay.
let him go.
Let him go.
What happened with the
I
squid
mean, keep him
child?
tied up, but let his head go.
The
Okay.
the child is dead.
Oh, thank God.
We
What? Why?
You killed the beast?
You didn't see that
we
thing.
killed
Dear
the
God.
child. Yes.
It was a demon.
Dobby, it was a demon.
Oh, finally. The,
What do you mean?
our
it was
master
a
can be
demon?
avenged.
It was a possessed child was taken over by an evil witch.
Very evil. Extremely evil.
Okay.
So guards, I'd like to offer. Is it just the captain that's awake?
Yeah.
I'd like to offer my services to you and your men, and I will go ahead and channel some healing on them.
Yeah, actually, you don't really need to.
Okay.
Basically, with non-lethal damage, 1 hour of rest will actually get them to full health.
But I feel like
so
it
that's-
wasn't all non-lethal. I feel like some like your attack
my
was
last
not.
one was not.
Yeah, I
non-lethal.
can't. I don't think I
There's
can
one
do
guy
that.
who's like, why is everyone else okay? And I've got this huge headache. Yes, it's like,
I don't
yeah.
think I
So,
can do subtle, like non-lethal fire damage.
It's also kind of like a show of faith.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's
here,
true,
let me
that's true.
help
Okay.
you.
all right. Make your channel.
And I just want to show off that I get 2d6 now.
Nice.
So I heal them
Flex them
each
stats.
for 7.
Damn.
7. All right,
Is it
that heals
including
most
me?
of their.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, that heals most of their wounds, and they stand up. The woman sort of steps forward, and Abigail explains exactly what happened. The guards seem very understanding, and basically actually compliment you on like how tough you guys are. And
We can-
you know,
Yeah, nothing.
and,
nothing personal. Sorry.
no,
That move
and
with
we're
the horse
house.
was really cool, by the way.
Oh, thanks. You know, I learned that when,
No.
I learned that when this other adventurer did it to me, and I was like, I was like, hey, I gotta remember that one for later.
That was really cool. I want to walk up to the guard and
So these are her men.
where are you from again?
technically.
We're the Twin Peak guards.
Twin Peak.
Peak.
We're not. That's not where we're going right now.
No.
We are actually part of a group of sweepers known as the Howland Agency, and just keep us in mind if you ever need help or anything like that.
Well,
in the
like
future.
how far away is it into the day?
Well, yes. If we ever need some additional assistance, then yeah, we'll definitely look you up. You know, the Twin Peak Guard are the are sellswords who specialize in protecting people and all of that. We're actually heading over to Castle Corvishaw. So once we've had a good rest and things like that, maybe we'll see you further down the road.
You will.
Perhaps. How is anybody familiar with the castle and where it is?
No, but I believe that is where we're going.
Knowledge
No.
local. No, nothing. All right, carry on. Okay. Yes, you bid each other farewell. Having performed this act, could I get everyone to gain a hero point? More specifically, Khalil, can you gain 2 hero points?
Hey.
I got them on my horse.
You did, very appreciated, but I feel like Khalil got his hands literally dirty.
Yeah, I couldn't kill it, baby.
Also, Khalil, can you add? Can you put onto your sword
Hero point.
that it is cursed?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't have a spot. I'm
That's
just
cool.
writing it.
I thought I had one already.
Where's my sword at? I know where it is. I use it every day. Okay, whatever. I'll just put it over here.
Twin Peaks outside of Wakanda.
Okay, my sword is cursed.
Sweet. All right. Well, you rest up and relax and recuperate for the night, or so you think, as everyone who is suffering from mummy rot
Go.
That would be Geralt
Must-
and Khalil.
make a fortitude save.
Can you like get rid of disease or curses?
15.
And if he doesn't succeed, neither does Khalil, because I rolled a 13.
All right, so
Cleric
14
might
and
be able
16.
to help.
15.
Sorry, 15,
13
14
and
and 15.
13.
Both,
No, not yet.
No,
both of
13
you
and 15.
fail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of you
Mummy
fail.
Next level.
Mummy rat sounds bad.
All right, you are not going to enjoy this. All right. Mummy rot. So you start by taking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty hefty. You can use a hero point to re-roll those d20s, by the way, just FYI.
Probably
I
should
feel
do
like
that.
it's so lame needs a hero point on this, but
I feel like you probably should.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely do it.
I guess I'll do
Alright,
it as
you
well,
spend a-
since it's the group
You spend a hero point,
consensus.
re-roll your fort
Oh
save.
god.
Can I use another one?
Huh?
Can I use another one?
You have 2?
I have
Yes.
3.
If
He
you,
has a lot of hero points.
Jesus.
I have
you can
three.
have you can only have a max of 3 at the end of a session, so you can get like 4 or 5 for a session, but then at the end of it drops back down to 3.
Can I? I'm just gonna use all of them.
You can use another one.
Oh, hey, nat 20.
Okay, you're good,
And
Khalil.
Khalil rolled a 17.
God damn it! I have no
17.
more hero points.
All right, with a 17,
Roll.
you're both fine. Would you like to know what would have happened?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 points of Constitution damage,
Oh god.
5 points of Charisma damage,
Oh my god. I would
and that's every day.
That would kill me in like a day.
I actually would have been okay.
No,
you
could
say-
you die if
no,
you
no,
have
you
zero
say that.
charisma?
But don't forget, when you
Oh.
take a negative 6 to your con, you get a -3 to all your future fort saves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
All
This
right,
stuff
and
is
the like,
nasty.
this stuff is very nasty. All right, so the following day, you continue out on the road, eventually coming to what appears to be an unusual part of the road. And now I say it's unusual because most of it is like a well-worn trail that's been marked out by varying road markers. However, you come to a certain length of road which appears to be cobblestone, almost like you would find it in the middle of a city or in the middle of a town. And it's a short distance. The sounds of a tavern can be heard, and the smells of sweet meats and spiced wine float over on the breeze as you get closer to what appears to be a warm and welcoming sight. A halfway house with, well, no, just a lone halfway house in the wilderness with a single lantern lighting its entrance. It has a large black cauldron on its sign that seems to be creaking in the wind.
Can I just ask a question real quick? Did he get his horse back, or is he just piggybacking on one of us?
Give me a second. Audience percentage 1 to 100.
1 to
Oh, man.
100.
Six.
6. Thunder is missing.
Oh,
Typing.
darn. That's too bad.
He can ride with me.
And yeah, you'll have to ride back seat with someone. All right. When you arrive at the halfway house, you see Thunder is in a stable alongside the halfway house, and he is happy and well fed. And he looks at you, and he seems to be filled with disgust.
Spits at you.
Okay.
Sort of, you see him happily eating, and then as you walk up, he like stops eating and turns his back to you.
Damn.
This horse really hates
You
you.
gotta earn that horse's
It's alright. I don't much care for him either.
He's
Alright.
your horse.
All right. As you sort of arrive, you feel something tugging on the reins of your horse.
Who?
All of us?
All of us?
All of you. Yep.
You see
Or
anything?
anyone who's got the horse. No, you can't see anything. It's a gentle tug. It's not like someone's trying to rip it out of your hands.
Yeah. Can I knowledge arcana?
You can spellcraft.
Spellcraft. fuck, there's a little roll. 14.
Come on.
14. Yes. This appears to be several unseen servants that are working in the area.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cool. Can I do Never mind.
It just seems like they're trying to guide our horse to the stables, kind of.
Yes. For our audience members, the unseen servants function very much like the sound of the spell. They are invisible servants that perform basic tasks.
Okay, I guess
Horses to stables.
let's dismount, guys.
Yeah, we'll let him stable up.
All right.
Yep. As you
I, for
dismount,
one,
the
could
horses
use a
are
hot
led to
meal.
the stable.
I go inside.
All right. As you go inside, the warmth is instant. Your freezing cold and slightly wet bodies are dried off, and there's a warm and welcoming light that glows from within. And there's just this amazing smell of like this bountiful feast, and you can hear the sounds of chattering. Various people are, sort of celebrating and around this area. Could I get a picture of the tavern owner, please? She is a lovely woman who appears to be running around and taking orders, serving drinks, but she appears to be a child. And there is the image of her. As she's greeting people, you see people sort of talking to her. She's got this big, very happy smile on her face. She seems to have a belt pouch filled with money, and she holds a serving tray. And people are just barking orders like from all over the bar. You can see it's actually quite busy. There's about 12 people in here, all of which appear to be rather armed individuals. So all of them seem to be adventurers or in an occupation where that would require them to wear reasonable armor and stuff. There's no like peasants or townies or merchants or anything like that in here. And she looks over to you and waves and says, take a seat, I'll be with you in a minute. And she's
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Geralt,
Yes.
have fun. Don't take too much. Don't get sick. We have something to do.
Try not to get into a fight immediately so I can eat first.
If you
all right,
do,
I'll
make sure it's a
hold
big
off.
one.
Well, I'll definitely do that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
But I'll hold off as long as I can.
All right.
And remember, non-lethal damage.
We'll see.
Okay. She eventually comes over to your table and says, "Hi, folks. Your first time here?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, welcome to the Black Cauldron. If I can make some recommendations for some of the finest spiced mead this side of the world wound, which is basically the rest of the world. It's a joke. Because nothing's higher than that, so it's Anyway, she says we also have some Ustalav specials. We have Kraken rings. We have vampire steaks. We have what was it? Cyclops eye stew. And of course, most people come here for the red wine Gorgon shanks.
I'll take that.
Yes, I'll take the house special.
Can I go aside real quick? And I have second day written down here. So Kolsakov second day, and then glass of warm milk. What was the
This is
second
not,
day?
I don't think this. Well, I guess it is because this is the Black Cauldron.
Yeah. The
Yes.
second.
This is
Second
I
day
don't
thing,
know.
was that anything important? Was that like you have to like what was the
No, I
full
think
one?
it just takes 2 days to
Can we
get
give
there.
her the
Oh,
note
2 days ago.
after we?
No, he says on the second day you will find the Black Cauldron.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I wrote it down and like.
Yeah. So, could I order a glass of warm milk?
She sort of looks at you, and her face goes from being this very cute, very childish demeanor to a very adult look. This adult look is filled with like scorn.
Yeah, all around.
Yes, we were referred to get it from this place.
I heard the milk was very good.
She leans in close and she says, "Who in the hell told you to say that?"
Give her the note. It said to give her the note.
The note here. I pull out of my backpack.
She looks at the note, She screams at the top of her lungs, tears it to pieces, and smashes a glass and storms off.
Oh dear.
And she says, "When I find that good-for-nothing piece of and just literally, like...
Does that
So
mean
we can just help ourselves
Am I
then.
still getting the...
You basically
was she the only one there?
She was the only one there.
Geralt gets up to go and like help himself to some alcohol.
Okay, hang on. Wait, we'll get to that. But you can hear like, because basically she's gone behind the bar and then into another room, and you can hear the sounds of plates smashing, pots being thrown across the room. She's basically having a full-blown like spaz attack. As you sort of get up to go behind the bar, you could see that a lot of the armed individuals start eyeballing you.
I just Geralt just starts kind of helping himself, and he's just kind of looking at all of them, and he just says, "Well, this
you see
could
a couple
be
of
fun."
them. You see a couple of them. You see most of them kind of put their hand, like, as the closer you get, and like obviously when you reach over, they start putting their hands on their weapons,
I'll pull
and
out
some of them
gold,
like.
or pull up money.
Yeah,
and be
I'll.
like, okay,
Yeah, I
we're
see
not
that,
just
and I
going
just
to
kind of.
take it.
I just throw some gold on the counter, like,
They seem.
I'm gonna.
They seem
pay
to.
for it.
At that point, they relax and they just keep talking. Like almost like you hadn't done anything in the first place. Shortly after.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go on. No, go.
So I'm gonna approach her.
Oh, you're gonna knock on the...
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk through the door.
Diplomatically.
With a 23 diplomacy and say, "Sweet miss, sorry we upset you. We'd like to talk."
She thrusts open the door and she's standing there. She's actually got a bottle of wine in one hand. And she looks really angry, like you're not sure if she's about to have a drink or bottle you in the face.
I don't
but
think drinking at your age is okay.
No, shut up.
She looks at you, and as she does so, make a will save.
Stupid boy.
Everyone instantly laughs when you say that.
Geralt laughs too.
I make, well, that's a 13.
Okay, you are suddenly and inexplicably, completely and utterly terrified of this child. As she looks at you, you notice a few subtle details. Firstly, that her eyes are blood red.
Ooh.
The second is that two of her canines appear to have very sharp points to them.
You fucked with a vampire.
Oh.
I apologize.
And again, as soon as you apologize, they continue laughing. She basically walks past Raylan and reaches into a counter, and there's literally a drawer of sticks, like tinder and like tiny little twigs and stuff like that. Each are kind of wrapped in various bundles. She grabs one of them and hands it to Raylan, and she says, "Make yourself useful. It's starting to get cold in here." She points towards a large fireplace at the other end of the hall. "Go warm it up. And bring your friends with you."
Yeah, I'll do it. I feel bad, so I'll do it. Guys, come with me.
Okay.
Come over here.
Okay, but are we still...
No, just come with me. Come on. Let's start this fire.
Geralt kind of like fills up his like mug again, and he's just like, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yep. With mug in hand and party in tow, you make your way over to the large fireplace. You hadn't noticed the detail on it before because it was pretty much tucked away at the back of the tavern where you can't really see it too well. It's just there to kind of warm the place up. It is a large stone maw. So if you guys have watched Harry Potter, it's like kind of the flumes in the Ministry of Magic where you can kind of go in there. So it's quite large and people can walk in and out of it. There is a fire already burning quite brightly, and you notice that it is already very warm. But nonetheless, you take the bundle of sticks and you hurl it into the flame. As soon as this happens, the flame turns into a vibrant green, and the area begins to fill with smoke. Your head begins to feel hazy, and you look around, and you can see that all of a sudden, everyone in the tavern seems to be almost like made of clouds that seem to be shifting, their forms barely there. The wall in front of you where the fireplace is begins to separate, and the bricks fall to the sides, revealing a long corridor with a wooden door at the end.
Let's go in there.
That was amazing.
That was cool.
Yeah, I'm amazed by the whatever's going on. So.
Yeah, this is amazing. You announce.
This is amazing.
You approach the door with wonderment.
Yeah, pretty fascinating stuff.
Okay. Now I'm gonna really challenge our editor here today. Editor, there are 4 people in this room. You should have portraits for each of them. As we prepare this the image for those 4 people, I'm going to ask that you guys maybe discuss what you're going to do about Rosenvale's offer should you meet the other teammates as you go through this corridor.
Well, if we're fighting for, the cause of good, then I think that we should, do it.
I mean, as long as Helen Agency gets their credit.
Yes, I just want to have adventures.
We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll fill it out.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's good. You down?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right.
As long as I get to hit something.
All right. So we'll just wait for the artworks to show.
Oh,
We'll show them one at a. Would it be easier if we showed them one at a time, Eddie?
Also, maybe can I do a spell check on what just happened, or Arcana? Curiosity.
It is a magic you have not seen before, but basically you kind of get the impression that you are currently existing on the astral plane. So a place between the real world and whatever other worlds lie beyond.
Can I do a knowledge plans to figure out
What you know about the astral plane? Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, 24?
With the 24, the astral plane. Okay, the astral plane is kind of like it's like another world that overlays on top of reality. Things that are tangible in our reality aren't tangible in another reality. This is really the realm where a ghost would exist. Some people can perceive things within the astral plane, such as ghosts, but it's hard to influence them. This is how force magic works. So if you were to create a wall of force, for example, it would exist both in the material plane and the astral plane at the same time, which is why force magic works against ghosts. However, things that are in the astral plane also have difficulty affecting the real world. So ghosts, for example, may find it very difficult to touch on people.
Cool.
So we're almost like in a ghost world?
Mm-hmm. In a pocket.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Nope. No, we need a different one for that one. We need... I believe it's the pretty boy. That's the one I
Maybe
need.
while we're waiting, possibly, what do you think about throwing out one of those
Not evil.
cards for
Yep.
later on?
Not evil.
Oh no, we're just about ready. There we go.
Sick.
Good.
All right.
Did you check?
Okay.
No.
Opening the door, standing in very shiny armor, is a very, very handsome-looking individual who has a strong jaw, very big smile as you kind of walk in. He's basically, as he sees you, he sort of stands from his seat. Now there's a huge kind of like round table, and there are some other people seated there as well. But he's the first to kind of acknowledge your arrival. He stands and he says, "Oh, welcome! It's an absolute honor to meet you. I cannot believe that I'm finally speaking with the people that Rosenvale had told us so much about. Allow me to introduce myself. Wait, sorry, where are my manners? Would you like something to drink? Maybe something to eat?
Yes.
You must have been traveling. Yes. Oh, well, we'll fetch something. At this point in time, and we're going to swap to, we're going to swap to another picture. This one will be of the gentleman in the hat.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. This is the Howlin' Agency. My name's Khalil.
Yes,
This is
hello.
Raylan, Darby, and Geralt.
It's very impressive armor.
It is very shiny, yes.
All right. This individual seems to eyeball you up and down. He seems to be standing behind the other members of the group. He is very pale and has piercing eyes that seem to be judging you. He wears his hair in a long ponytail behind him, and he says, "Rosenvale has already told us who you are. The Howlin' agents have met with him, and he is unable to help us in our next endeavor. Thus, he recommended you each by name. Allow us to introduce ourselves properly," he says, looking at Arthur as Arthur seems to be making tea and little biscuits. "We are the Helsing agents." Oh, I should probably mention Khalil, this guy who's talking right now, seems incredibly familiar. Incredibly familiar in the sense that this is Valentine Helsing.
Did you just come in your pants?
Yes. Mr. Helsing. Hi. Hi. How are you?
He seems to kind of have this kind of scowl kind of look to his face, and he says, "The man over there preparing tea is Arthur Van Helsing, the leader of the Helsing agents. I am Valentine, his second." Next to him stands one of the individuals sitting at the table, then rises very sheepishly with kind of one hand behind the back of his head, scratching it curiously. This appears to be kind of an orc on first appearance. By the way, I do apologize to Editor. I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on them right now.
Working overtime.
Yeah, working overtime. That's okay.
We don't
I know. I feel so bad.
He's gonna get time and a half.
I just meant faster.
Please
All right.
subscribe.
Yeah, please. So as this figure stands up, it looks to be initially an orc. However, as he stands, he seems to keep going and going and going until he stands at well and truly over 8 feet tall. He actually has to stoop in order to not hit his head, which is why his hand was behind his head. Appears to dress in the garbs of an alchemist and carries various potions, bottles, and reagents around his belt. And he says, "Salutations. I am Ogrim Helsing. It is most pleasant to make your acquaintance."
Hi.
Yours is
Nice
as well.
to
Yes.
meet you.
You're tall.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Well,
Said
one- Ogrim.
Ogrim.
Yes. The next to him as he stands is a quiet woman who seems to be wearing gothic attire. She sits quietly sipping a cup of tea and has what appears to be cinnamon rolls on a small plate next to her. She doesn't seem to say anything, but we'll have a look at her picture anyway. But Ogrim will say, and of course the lovely lady next to us is Evelyn, or Eve, short, Helsing. She is a very skilled musician, trained from the bardic colleges of Karsau. She saves her voice for her performances, you see, and so it falls to the rest of us to be able to speak on their behalf. She sort of doesn't look up from her tea and biscuits, as she also seems to have like kind of a book in one hand.
Well, it's very nice to meet her as well.
Yes.
She definitely carries herself with an air of grace, and she sort of turns up for a moment, and it's almost like her eyes and facial expressions are all that are needed to deliver a greeting. At this point, Arthur, the very handsome individual, returns. And he has like a tray of biscuits and some tea, and he lays it out for you. And he says, "Oh well, yes. I'm so happy that you could make it. Yeah. And oh yes, Valentine said, I am Arthur. It is absolutely wonderful. Rosenvale told us so much about you. I mean, what was it like being in Carrion Hill?"
It was
Terrifying.
exhilarating.
Pretty fucked up.
Oh well, I see. Well, I'm sure it wasn't all that bad. I'm terribly sorry we couldn't get there in time ourselves, but we actually are quite a distance away from Carrion Hill. When we heard that some other sweepers had made it there, it was a great sign of relief to hear that Rosenvale was fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But of course,
Well,
We would
Uh,
like to
help
have been
yourself.
able to help. Yes, thank you.
So, I mean, I hate to, be the business person here, but it seems that you maybe needed help with something, so I'm kind of curious as to what that was.
At this point, Arthur's face goes from being this warm, friendly face to kind of more of a serious and stern face. And he goes, yes, quite right. Now, we've asked you to join us here because we have a proposal we'd like to offer the Howland agents. If, of course, you're interested.
Of course.
Rosenvale's recommendation comes highly. He is one of the very few members of our group. The Helsing are a prestigious part of the Sleepless Detectives. We specialize in dealing with and handling matters of the undead. But this doesn't cover all of our qualities and bases. Thus, we often work with other groups to fulfill certain requests. But the request that we've been given recently comes with quite a large status, something that Rosenvale insists that we be at full strength for. The four of you are to make for the fact that Rosenvale will be unable to help us for this next task. But we cannot simply take it at Rosenvale's word.
What do you mean?
Well, we need to see what you are capable of ourselves, and to that end, we've designed a series of short challenges to better assess your strengths and weaknesses. They will be administered by Ogrim, Eve, and Valentine, and should you perform well, we would hire you to come and help with our upcoming job. You don't have to succeed at all the challenges, but we encourage you to do your best. What say you?
Of course. I'm sure we can pass whatever
We're
you
the
put on
Howland
us.
agency. We can do anything.
we can do anything. Really.
Very well.
Wouldn't come all this way.
I wave at Valentine.
All right. As Valentine stares at you, Arthur seems to have the smile seems to be creeping back upon his face, as he says, "Excellent. I'm so glad that you're willing to participate. Ogrim, you will be administering the first of the tests. As Ogrim he hasn't sat down again because it's actually more effort to sit than it is to stand, and he steps forward, approaching you with his hand outstretched. In it, he grasps a ornate carved wooden box with an oriental puzzle design. He says, yes, it's, my puzzle is a test of intelligence. Simply seeing how capable you are of handling complex, intricate things and simple tasks. All you need to do is open the box and solve the riddle with it. Seems pretty easy.
Yes.
I think we can figure it out.
We'll
I
be
like
fine.
puzzles.
He hands the box over to you, and as you grab it, you realize that it's incredibly heavy for what it is. Ogrim explains that this is a special Tien Spirit Kami lockbox. That it does in fact take a able hand and a decisive rogue to be able to penetrate the intricate locking mechanisms and solve this puzzle. Now, here's the way it works. Each of you can have a single roll to attempt to crack this lock. However, the order is very important because as you fail certain checks, the more difficult it'll become. So obviously, if you make your strongest person go first, it might mean that you'll get less attempts. If
What
you make
kind
your
of-
weakest person go,
What kind of check is it?
it'll be an intelligence and a disable device skill check. Your choice. Or if you can come up with some other way to fix it, then I'm willing to explore other options.
Or if you have your most talented person go first, it's also the easiest, right?
Mhm.
Well, but it's a multi-part thing, though.
We can get it in one try, though, right?
Yeah, you could. All right, he hands you the
really?
puzzle box. Who takes it?
Does anybody have disable device?
No.
I do.
Alternatively, you can all assist each other on the one check if you wish to.
I think that's what we
If
should
you have
do.
Yeah, I
ranks
think so
in.
too.
But maybe let's all do
I
an
don't
intelligence
have
check then.
ranks and then I have intelligence. I have a high intelligence, but I don't have disabled device.
I don't have
If you have
intelligence or
intelligence of it-
disable device.
Okay. All right. If you have an intelligence of at least 12, you can assist one person.
Okay.
I will assist.
We're assisting you, Khalil.
Okay.
Wait, hold up. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So 2 assists. So the assistants roll first. As Khalil takes the puzzle box.
Dalby got a 1.
We'll add your intelligence as well.
I know, but I rolled
Yeah.
a 1.
Raylan
so
got a 7.
5.
You are of no help. You're both kind of sitting there like backseat helping, like, oh no, I think it's that button there. No, if you twist
You
it,
gotta hit
right?
the-
If you turn,
Khalil!
like, yeah.
You
Khalil!
gotta like.
Just do
Yeah, but
it! Khalil!
Just.
What the hell is going on?
I'm gonna add my hero point to this. This is +4, right?
No, if you do a hero point before you roll, you get a +8.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Since my allies.
Come on, no
He's
natural
gotta
one.
Really impress Valentine.
Alright, so that's 21 plus my intelligence, which is 25 plus my disabled device, which is...
No, you don't plus your disable device.
Oh, I don't.
It's
It's
just
just
your
25.
It's A or B. With a 25, you've realized that the dragon scales actually require pressure plates, and that the actual intricate markings of the cherry blossoms are lined up in such a way that if you were to draw a line across it, it actually paints out a tune. And if you hold it in just a way, you can actually use the pressure plates on the dragon to play out that tune. And when you do so, the whole box sort of hisses and opens.
Yay!
Within is a
See, I
scrap
told you
of
it's not.
paper.
I'll pull it up.
It is written in a language that most of you probably will not understand. Does anyone speak or understand Tianese?
I don't, but I have comprehend languages.
I also have comprehend languages if I need to.
You may indeed use that to attempt to
Take-
comprehend what is written on
Take
the.
me a minute to make a potion. Though.
I'll just do it then. Alright, I just do it.
Okay. Darby's like, I can do it. I just need a minute to warm up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Opening the chest is the first part. Blah 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 blah. All right. Here we go. Raylan reads out. I wish I could send you messages, but I
I
can't.
know, that would be great.
I know. She reads out.
Send it to Facebook.
He devotes his life to his home. His
He
partner
devotes
always
his life to
follows.
his home. His partner always
Okay.
follows.
No,
Hold on, hold on.
no.
I'm sorry.
No, we'll do this. No, we'll do this. I like
Okay.
this. I like this. All right. He devotes his life to his home.
He devotes his life to his home.
Oh.
His partner always follows when the master is out.
His partner always follows when his master is out.
A gentleman sees him and goes away.
A gentleman sees him and goes away.
A villain sees him and it spells misfortune. Who is he?
A villain
One sees him and
it spells misfortune. Who is he?
Can we get that written?
I can't write to you guys. Like that's a like I can't actually communicate with you in any way.
Yes.
Okay.
I could send it to Eddie and maybe Eddie can run a note.
He could, yeah.
Or we could just.
Yeah,
Would that help?
It on the
All
screen.
right, let's just figure it out.
We could also write it down.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Well, no, we'll do it on the screen. That's right. Okay, so I'm gonna send a message to where is thingy? Okay,
Devotes himself to his home.
I am gonna grab my dice while we're doing this, which fell.
Yeah, where did that even go?
I don't know.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Can we get that on the?
Never mind, I give up. Just on our screen is good.
All right. While you guys are while it's coming up on the screen, I'll read it out one more time so you guys can actually hear it as well. He devotes his life to his home. His partner always follows when the master is out. A gentleman sees him and goes away. A villain sees him and it spells misfortune. Who is he?
The dog?
Oh, I posted it in Facebook, by the way, Eddie, and you might be able to just copy and paste it, maybe.
You can probably just put copy and paste into the chat right now, if that would be a quicker solution.
Okay, so he devotes himself to the home.
Oh yeah, I can totally do that. What am I even doing? But still, if we can get it on the thing, then we can. But you know.
Devotes himself to his home.
His partner always follows when the master is out. If a gentleman sees him, he runs.
He leaves.
He leaves.
Oh yep, there we go. She's got. Yep, we've got it. I think.
Oh god, I'm terrible at riddles.
Yeah.
Can I do an intelligence check to get a clue?
I'm gonna leave this up to the audience. Audience, do you think that I should give them an intelligence check to give them a clue? Or do you think they should just tough this one out?
Did that little jump the gun?
Y3S.
Yes?
Yes, they should tough it out.
No.
Alright.
Yes, they should have that.
Okay. All right. While they're working on helping you guys see
Okay,
stuff.
we'll do it this way. He devotes his life to his home.
His partner,
always follows when the master is out.
Sees him and goes away. Spells misfortune.
His partner always follows when the master is out.
This silence brought to you
By Color Circuit.
by Color Circuit.
This is pretty tricky.
All right. You know what? Let's also do a plot twist. I feel like plot twists are a good thing.
Plot twist!
So 1 to 51, guys. While they're sitting there scratching their brains. You know what? By the way, for those of you in the audience, I just want to throw out. I wrote this adventure. I started writing this adventure years ago, like 8 years ago, and this riddle like really has people stumped sometimes. And the funny thing is I never actually intended it to kind of be like broadcast for anything. So I didn't actually realize just how boring it is to watch people try and solve riddles. But nonetheless, you'll have me to entertain you while they figure it out. And once they figure it out, they will raise their hands like they're back in high school, or like they're reaching up for a lotto ticket. Because that's how lotto tickets are in Australia. We keep them in balloons. But in the meantime, guys, what do we get a plot number, by the way? No plot number? Okay, well, if anyone's got any things they'd like to ask or anything they'd like to maybe see from the show, feel free to talk up, speak, chat, because I'm pretty much going to sit here and wait until they solve it. Or let's say we got like 3 minutes. Oh, yep.
Is it a shadow?
It is not a shadow.
That was a good guess.
It was a good guess, yeah.
I'm really stuck. Like it could fall.
Master is out. His partner always follows.
Okay, I gotta try and figure out how to get Twitch to just send me the text. Okay, chat. Okay, is that working? Start a group chat with color circuit. No, I don't want to. Oh, okay. Here we go. I think I've got this.
Is it Sin?
It is not Sin. That leaves Darby and Geralt.
Devotes his life to his home. His partner always follows when the master is out.
All right. I think I can hear people's chats now. So if anyone wants to chat in the chat, I think I should be able to see it now. Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
If someone throws out something in the chat just so that I can go like, oh yeah, cool, I can see people. If not, then I'll just pretend like I'm still not working because it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Ah, g'day, Streamhouse ABQ.
It's
So while they're solving this, do you want to run a game? Like I can do a play-by-post game. Like we'll have our own little game. Like me and the chat group. You know, we'll just chill, hang out. You know, I'll run you guys through the adventure.
So we didn't take into account that we aren't as intelligent as our characters are.
Okay. Well, you've got another 1 minute to kind of look at it. I'm basing this on a time. Like so it's not like we're just gonna go with this until the show ends.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'm not that guy. All right. I've also thrown it up in the Twitch chat, so hopefully with the Twitch chat we'll be able to see maybe see if they've got any ideas on what who this person is.
And goes away.
All right, you got 30 seconds remaining. Make an intelligence check, and I might give you a clue. Let's go with that.
Natural 20.
19.
4.
19.
Okay. The answer lies within the box.
Oh.
Oh, can we look inside
Look
the
in
box?
Inside the box, there is this really, really nice felt kind of casing where they put the what do you call it?
The letter, the note.
Yeah, they kept the little note.
Mm-hmm.
There's also kind of like this intricate painting of like butterflies on the inside of the lid.
Is there anything underneath the felt, like deeper?
Yep. No. Oh well, there's other sections, but you don't really want to push them too much because you figure that there's probably like triggers and traps and things like that.
So butterflies?
No.
Is that what you said?
Butterflies, yeah.
Yeah. For the inside of the lid, there's like little carvings of butterflies and stuff.
What the heck?
All right, Ogrim at this point.
A secret?
already guessed, though.
No.
A lock?
You did.
Fuck.
It's butterflies.
She's obviously butterfly.
Geralt is wrong. Darby, you've got one last chance before Ogrim stops the trial.
A dog.
It's not a dog. All right. Ogrim closes it, and there's kind of like a quiet silence over the group, and they say, "Well, at least you tried, and that's the important thing."
Damn.
I opened the box.
You did. What kind of box was it?
What kind of box was it?
Special box.
Which was a.
Like, designed
It's
it.
just a ghost, a phantom.
Why did you need? What did you need to do to open it?
I needed to. It was a music box, basically.
A locksmith's box?
Correct.
Mhm.
Devotes his life to his home. A partner always leaves when the master is out. A gentleman sees him and will leave.
Oh,
A villain
wow.
sees him and it spells misfortune. lock was the answer to this puzzle, because a lock is devoted to their home. Partner will follow the key, and a gentleman will see him and leave. And if a villain sees a lock, it spells misfortune. So there you
Gotcha.
go. Alas, Ogrim's trial was not completed. Next, like I said, he gives you his at least you tried, at least you broke through the box, and like you said, it's more of trying to understand where your strengths and weaknesses lie. The second trial comes at the hands of Eve, the gothic woman. She looks up from her book and looks over to you, and before she takes her next sip of tea, she turns to you and says, "My trial is the trial of strength. Don't die." And as she says this, literally an identical version of her rises from the floorboards, this ghost with this pale appearance, her hair floating ominously behind her. She has this look of determination on her face as she stretches out to try and attack. Roll initiative.
21 for Gerald.
Raylan 13.
Darby also got to 21.
Who goes first, Darby or Geralt?
Geralt can go first.
And Khalil?
2.
Thanks, Darby.
I rolled a natural 1 though. So you know.
I don't think you can critically fail initiative checks.
I skip a turn.
All right.
I think you can actually. Or you can be below, I think.
All right, Geralt, you are up first as you can see this translucent specter in front of you.
Is there any way I can do like a perception check to see if to kind of feel out if I would even be able to hit a ghost?
Roll a knowledge religion.
I don't have knowledge religion.
You've no idea.
All right, I'm
As
just
far as
gonna.
you know, one way to find out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and punch her then.
All right, you rush over to her, make your attack as you swing.
Yeah. 9, 12, 15.
Okay, with a 15, you pass straight through her. Oh, by the way, can you tell Eddie that we're over with the riddle? It's all good? In case they're still at that?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yeah, your fist goes straight through her. And she turns her attention to you. Khalil.
I'm next?
Me and him rolled the same.
Or you mean Darby?
Oh, sorry, Darby. What am I saying? Oh, sorry. My mistake. Darby.
It's alright.
I was looking at the old initiative.
I was like, hell yeah.
Khalil got 2. No way he's up next.
Darby is going to take out of his explosive pocket, he's going to take out what looks like an alchemist fire, but it's supercharged.
Okay.
And he's going to use his movement to load it into his little compartment on his crossbows and shoot it at her. At the ghost one. And it doesn't do splash damage, so I'm not worried about blowing up their headquarters.
Okay.
20.
20. All right.
Darby got a 20.
With a 20, you strike at the specter. Deal your damage, please.
Alright. Since I used my supercharged one from my daily explosive pocket use, it does an extra d6.
Okay. It's enough of a distance away that that Eve and the other Helsing aren't caught in the explosion.
It doesn't do splash damage anyway, because I loaded it.
Okay, well, yeah.
Because I loaded it into the crossbow bolt.
Right. Okay, yep. Carry on.
Nice.
Ooh.
20 damage total.
Ooh, 20 damage. All right, the fire seems to burn at the specter. She obviously looks pretty much like she did. She then moves over to Darby.
Don't I?
Yeah. That's what she said to do.
She screams and gets a 38 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it misses.
Just checking. All right, with a 38 to hit, she does 8 points of damage to Darby. As your bones begin to strain and break. Okay. Raylan.
This might sound like a dumb question. Are ghosts undead? Or are they just
Make a knowledge religion check.
25?
Yes, ghosts are very undead.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna touch this ghost.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
Bad
do cure moderate wounds, but to harm undead.
Okay.
Bad touch. I think you still have to make an attack.
Oh yeah, that's right. Can I keep that damage? I have to do a touch
can.
attack, right?
Yep.
Great.
Well,
Is that just my bab?
BAB plus strength.
you're bad.
Bab to the bone. Dun, 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 dun. Bab to the
would
bone.
Does a 4? Does a 4 hit?
The touch attack.
As you reach out to touch her, you are like literally a chill runs through your body, and you stop inches away from her. Like whatever is about to happen, you don't want to touch her.
Ooh.
Shit.
Okay. We then go to Khalil.
Okay. I am going to. I guess I'm just gonna through my sword. I'm gonna cast fire for 1 Arcana point and swing at her.
Okie doke.
And that is a 17 to hit.
17 will not hit.
Ooh.
It's gotta be 20.
As you swing her ethereal form, where her dress is sort of flowing around her, you sort of slash at part of the dress. Geralt, it is now your turn.
I have an idea.
Do it.
Do it?
It works every time.
Don't ask anyone about it. Just go and do it.
Just do
Follow
it.
your
Alright,
instincts.
I'm going to attack not the ghost her, but the real her.
What?
All right. You rush over and leap over onto the table in front of her.
This is
Make your attack.
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty good. 24.
All right, nice. As you leap up onto the table, Geralt gets his fist and swings down heavily. All of a sudden, Geralt, your eyes go dark, and you find yourself in a field of wheat, except there's no color. It's all completely gray. Behind you, you can see your old house, like when you were growing up.
Oh.
And standing before you is a large hooded figure with a scythe. Your vision begins to return. You realize that you are now standing on the table. You realize with 1 foot on the table and a rapier aimed right between your eyes is Valentine. who has moved literally from across the room and has thrust so that literally had you continued the attack, you would have died instantly. No, it's okay. We don't need Valentine. We don't. Oh, actually, no. We do need Valentine in a minute. Hold the picture though. Nope, that's okay. That's okay. Keep it there. Keep it there. It's fine. Leave it. All right. So as where are we at? As you do this though, Christine looks at Arthur and nods. As a knowing look, and Arthur says, "Well, that's wonderful. Christine and Eve are satisfied with your performance. The ghost seems to calm down. Christine is also a member of the Helsing agents. She is Eve's sister."
Oh. Was that the vampire lady that led us here?
No, it's the ghosts.
The ghost.
Oh.
The ghost seems to fall back onto the chair where Eve is sitting, and she sort of drapes herself over her.
Ooh, that's weird.
She seems to keep, like, the creepy thing is she's, like, not losing eye contact with you. The ghost is just eyeballing you to hell. Which brings us to the final challenge. Quietly, Valentine steps forward. As you get closer to Valentine, you actually notice some details in, like, his attire. His pale skin and golden eyes stand out beyond his very dark clothes, but all over his body there seem to be runes and markings, tattoos and symbols, all from different religions, different beliefs, different doctrines, various warding spells, various damaging spells, things like that. And as he walks up to you, he reaches into a pouch over by his side and pulls out what appears to be an onyx statue. This statue has a large gem embedded in the skull, and it appears to be the face of a tentacled creature. Geralt, a will save, please.
Please,
Nope.
All right. Now, you don't have to run away. You don't have to run away, but you just don't want to be near this thing. This thing is just giving you the massive heebie-jeebies.
I don't like this. Why would you have such a thing unless you are, in fact, yourself a squid person?
Draw, calm down.
I'm just saying.
Turn around.
It only makes... All right,
Okay.
all right. I'm leaving. I'm
All right,
I'm going to go get a drink. It's fine.
All right. In addition, there are several eyes that are embedded around the central large one. And Valentine simply says, "Place your hands on the idol."
Oh god.
I'll put my hand in the center.
And he places his hand on the center. Everyone looks at Geralt.
Draw. Don't look. You can
Make a will save.
Don't look at it. Just put your hand on it.
9. Or, sorry, 10.
10. Does anyone want to encourage him?
I'll
Yeah.
encourage him. So
All right. Roll a d20. Give him some love.
What do I do? Do we add anything to this?
Add your charisma. Modifier.
15.
9.
So you get a +4? No, +2. Damn it. Darby!
Tommy, your only hope.
Nine.
Wait, can we reenact this? Can we enact
I'm just
like
gonna
how
grab
they're
his
trying
hand
to
and make him
encourage
try-
Yeah, go on. How are you guys? Okay, I'll give you a bonus if you guys can describe how you are trying to encourage him.
Don't. It's Geralt. It's all right.
I don't want to touch the thing. I don't know
Hey,
why you guys are trying to
Geralt,
make
we've
me
done
touch
way
this
worse than this.
Thing. What? Yes, we have, and why would we continue to do these horrible things with these stupid little tentacle?
To show them who the
Shits.
greatest sweeper agency is going to be eventually.
Khalil killed the baby for you. You have to do this for Khalil.
Ugh.
Can I make a combat maneuver to just grab his hand and make him touch it?
Roll your CMB.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
I had CMB. 20.
Yep. Yep. Okay, Geralt. As you're kind of reluctantly getting ready to kind of put your hand on it,
Baby.
Darby grabs you and thrusts your hand. All right. There is a momentary flash of colored light. The eye itself seems to go white with flecks of rainbow colors streaming across it. A few moments later, the central eye gemstone goes black. Arthur looks at at Valentine and says, "Well, how did they do? Did they pass?" Valentine furrows his eyebrows and says, "No. These people are not going to be able to help us." Ogrim, actually, I'm just going to change the voices. You should be able to tell who they are. "But you haven't even explained why they failed. How are they supposed to? I owe no explanation for my judgment, as you owed no explanation for yours. They will not be able to help us in the next job. Rosenvale was just wrong."
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Ogrim begins to argue with Valentine, basically saying that his test was unfair. There's no possible way they could know. Arthur sort of moves forward and sort of silences the arguing. "Well, I suppose that settles it. We're going to have to go ahead without Rosenvale and without these detectives. Without a doubt, you will one day become fine investigators, but for the time being, this is where we must part ways. Thank you for taking the time to come and see us."
Well, you're just gonna leave us here?
Yeah, no problem. We love wasting our time.
No. For your efforts, he sort of places a bag on the table. It's got 1,000 gold each for you. He says, "For your efforts coming out and seeing us, we do appreciate it, and of course we appreciate assistance you lent saving Rosenvale."
Wait, why did we fail, Valentine?
What can we improve on?
Valentine.
What can we study?
Just explain. Valentine looks at you and says, "There are some things you simply can't teach."
Experience? We're not high enough.
And with that,
to a restricted area on the map.
Did you? Is that a thing? Yep. I'm legally going here. All right. Arthur says thank you again, and they begin to leave.
Wait, Valentine. One question before you leave. When you saved us, there was a child like me. I don't know if you remember. I had a sister, and I don't know where she is. Have you seen? Do you know where she is?
Give him more context. He probably doesn't remember.
It's like, I've literally saved thousands of children.
You know my sister.
He stops for a moment and thinks. And then he turns his back and he says, "A great deal of those I saved that day perished. If you haven't found her by now, then perhaps learning what is real and what is an illusion would serve you best in the future." And he walks out.
Don't give up hope, Khalil.
I think he's
All
saying
right.
your sister's dead. I'm sorry.
It's hardcore. All right. Slightly disillusioned, like the whole moniker "never meet your heroes" is very, very apt here. As you leave the place, you're again surrounded by the green mist, and you find yourself inside the tavern. But there is one subtle difference. The waitress, Coraline, lies on the floor, dead.
Shit.
There are several. No, they haven't. They are nowhere to be seen. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals that are surrounding the body, and they're sort of just sort of muttering to each other, like trying to figure out what to do. Do we call the guards? Apart from these 4 individuals, the place is completely empty. It's been cleared out. Most likely because it was late at night and people have gone back on the road. But these 4 peoples are apparently one guy who seems to be dressed in the garbs of a like leather and feathers and that kind of thing. Another person who is kind of this shifty looking guy with a twirly mustache. Another seems to be this kind of rotund Egyptian looking individual. And the last appears to be this very, very fresh-faced looking soldier.
What happened
And
here?
they seem... the soldier stands up and says, "Why? Who are you to ask?"
Well,
This is a
we're
crime
the
scene.
We're the Howland Agency.
Yes, of course. Haven't you even heard of us? Do you not get out of your house?
Who do you think you're talking to?
What is going on?
Well, he sort of apologizes and salutes, and he says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Yes, well, the waitress, she seems to have been murdered."
By who? What happened? What? What?
What? Who?
Even?
Huh? What? What even?
Were you here when it happened?
Who, what, why, when, where?
We all were. Okay, seeing as you're talking to him, he announces, he says his name is Alan, and he says that I've got nothing really that I can help you with. She came over to my table while I was conducting business, and just dropped dead where she stood.
Dropped dead.
Can anybody insight check him?
I mean, could I
I
still rebuke death on her, or is she too far gone?
Sense motive? Anybody got sense motive?
She's
We don't know
Oh,
if
I
this guy's
sense
telling
motive.
us the
Okay.
truth.
Can I sense motive on this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I will too.
I trust in you guys.
Yeah.
15.
12.
11.
15, 12, 11, 10. He seems like he's got more to say, but he's not saying it.
Tell me.
There's also the other guys who seem to be kind of hovering over the actual body.
With a 25 diplomacy, I say to them, "Please, you have to help us figure out who did this. What happened here? Who saw something happen?"
They all said that they were here when it happened.
Are these government?
They said, "Do you want to talk to them all at once, or do you want to kind of tell them to go like back to your seats, and then you'll go deal with them?"
I address them all at once.
Okay. The chubby merchant says that he came to the Black Cauldron to see Coraline. Their families go way back, and he was in the area, so he stopped by to catch up. Ustalav, is very, very dangerous compared to where I originally come from, which is the Egyptian lands of Osirian. When I came in, the druid was here, and he was muttering to himself, where the rogue and the warrior, they were arguing about something quite heatedly. Caroline shouted at them to quiet down, and I sat and ordered 2 drinks, one for myself and one for her. We spoke briefly before the warrior fellow yelled some more at her. She left to deal with it, and the next thing I know, she died. There was
And
a
these
smash
other-
on the ground, and she died on the floor.
What warrior fellow?
Is this one of the dudes that's with us?
The one
That's
the one right here?
The merchant.
Yeah.
Okay. The rogue basically says, "All right, see? I came in for a drink, see? Didn't see anything, see? That bar wench just died. What do you want? Come on."
The bar wench?
Yeah,
Considering-
that young broad.
Probably need some intimidate on him.
I wanna.
Anything more?
I bet he does.
I think that was.
I bet they all know
I
something.
wanna
more.
I'm gonna intimidate him.
People will just
He was
drop
very
their
kind of
sensitive
rude. I'm gonna grab
animals.
him and kind of push him against the bar table. And what did you see?
Roll an intimidate check.
Why would intimidate use charisma? That should use like strength or something.
I've always
Intimidate's
argued
a
for
force
that,
of
but-
personality thing.
Yes.
Like, you can be
Oh.
strong and not intimidating.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, my name's this guy.
Like,
My name's
hey, my
Peppermint."
name's Gerald. I'm not intimidating, but I can sure punch your head off your face.
Sorry, I lost my intimidate.
Just do it in a very non-threatening way.
Yeah, I'm like, if
The
you
skills are in alphabetical order.
I know, I just
don't
couldn't find
do
it for
it,
some
I'm going
reason.
I'm going to go like
6.
this.
You have kind of like a
6?
squeaky voice. So
He
it
goes-
just takes away all intimidation. Your voice cracks every once in a while.
He says, "Careful, princess, you're gonna rough up the clothes."
And I am in emotional state right now, so I'm going to hit him with the backside of my blade.
Oh,
Try to
come
knock him out.
All right. Make your
Khalil
attack.
just went through. Normally this wouldn't be a Khalil thing, but he went through some.
Went through some traumatic stuff.
This is what it's like being a sweeper with a bunch of boys.
16 to hit.
Randomly punched you.
16 to hit. Will not hit. You basically try to hit him, and he sort of just wiggles and dodges and goes, "Ooh, scary!" And he pulls out his knife and holds it to your throat. And he's like, "But this is the pointy end."
Yeah, he's wittier.
So did everyone just leave when she dropped it? This place was really busy when we left.
The merchant says, "No, it was busy when I arrived. There was only these people here. Those 3 people, and me."
Wait, he said it was busy when he arrived, but it was only these.
No, it wasn't busy when he arrived.
Oh.
So we were in there for a while, I guess.
Can I just, for the sake of it, do a detect magic check on the room we're in right now?
You can. You don't seem to be able to detect any magic.
Okay.
Can you investigate to see what caused her to die with a heal check or something?
Yeah, could I do a heal check on her just to kind of get the lay of her body?
Hey.
Giggity.
18.
Okay, with an 18. Actually, roll me a perception check as well, please.
21.
Oh, nice. Okay, with a 21, here's what you notice. With the heal check, you notice that she didn't die of any kind of assault. She seems to have no kind of massive trauma that would suggest she had died in such a way. With your perception check, you notice that there is blood under the bar. So she actually, something happened under the bar. In addition, the glass, she seems to be lying on top of the glass that she dropped. Because what they said is that that she fell down with the tray, and what you can tell is that if she fell down with the tray, she wouldn't be on top of the glass. It would be out, or it would be away from the body.
So they're lying for some reason.
I detect evil.
No one here is evil.
Doesn't mean they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Oh, actually, no, sorry. They're the guy who is dressed in feathers and leather. He is evil.
Ooh.
I kind of grill him a little bit and say, "You're bad. You're real bad."
No, you are bad.
No. I'm not.
What are you talking?
I'm glad this. I wish all paladins had this kind of argument with evil people.
You're bad.
You're
bad.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Oh,
I am rubber.
Braylon. What?
He's bad.
What does that mean?
well, they're all obviously lying to us. I mean, I know you guys are standing right here, but it's really obvious that you're lying to us.
What if you look under the bar? There's some blood over there.
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of just back away from the guy and check what she's talking about.
Okay, you go and investigate the blood under the bar. Make a perception or a survival check.
I'm keeping my eyes on
18 for perception
while they're investigating.
You don't see anything with an 18. Survival?
Can I roll? I don't have survival.
I can do survival.
It's not one that you have to be trained in.
Okay. A 19 for survival.
Is that with your 2 or with your wisdom?
Ooh. Oh, I can add my wisdom to it still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 21.
All right, with a 21, you actually notice that there isn't actually that much blood underneath the table. Probably enough that there's like a tiny little splurt, right? But, sorry, no, other way around. My bad. There's a large amount of blood, more than she has because she has no wounds on her body. So there's way more blood than would have happened if you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's quite a lot of blood.
Yeah.
You also notice that she seemed to have staggered back from the bar.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure she's a vampire.
She'd get a bad batch of poison.
I think somebody poisoned the blood that she was drinking.
Raylan, make a perception check again, please. And then we'll go to what Darby is doing.
23. 22, sorry.
You notice something crawling underneath the druid's shirt.
Well, okay. There's something on the druid guy. It's gross.
Is it the bad one?
It might be a spider, so don't look at it.
Ah!
Darby. Okay.
Darby
Darby,
just
what do you
kind
do?
of backs up and decides to go get a drink.
Darby is just like keeping an eye on them, just giving them all the stink eye, and got his weapon raised in case they do anything while we're investigating.
All right, Geralt, you're just backing away and heading over the bar.
Yep, just getting a drink. Don't mind me.
All right.
I'll just walk. I'll walk up to him. What's under your shirt? What are you hiding?
He sort of reveals that he has a pet spider, which is a massive and highly poisonous pet spider.
Jolt is trying his hardest not to notice the spider.
You don't look back. You're just sitting there drinking as hard as you can.
Drinking is hard.
Drink harder.
Oh!
Can I guess...
Well, I'm ready to just
Is that the evil one?
womp
The
this
with the
guy because
spider?
he's evil, so I don't care about him.
It's do Raylan do?
Do your channel hurt evil, and it'll only hurt him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, that's what I was planning on doing, and then I'm gonna shout, "Howland Agency, attack!"
All right.
And I'm gonna attack this guy with a channel to harm evil. 7.
All right. With a 7 points of damage. Okay. As soon as you do so, and he sort of reels backwards, he falls to the ground, and he seems to go into slow motion. And as he hits the ground, he turns into mist and vaporizes. But so does everything around you. As the tavern itself falls down and becomes misty and vaporous, you find yourself back inside a familiar room surrounded by the Helsing agents.
Fucking
Your hands,
I wanted to
another
do
test.
magic detect.
your hands placed upon the idol. The gemstone in the center turning black.
We failed still.
Yeah, we still failed.
Maybe not. Maybe black is good.
Arthur says, "Well, how did they do? Did they pass?" Valentine furrows his eyebrows and says, "The crystal on the statue turned black. They won't be able to help us."
Come on.
Damn it.
This is another one, right? Like, we're gonna wake up again.
We just keep doing it until we eventually pass.
Me and deception. All right. So thank you very much, guys. We have hit that time. We have hit that period. Obviously, the trials did not go as well as one would hope.
That I could
So-
detect it. I knew
so,
I had a feeling.
Why didn't
Yes,
you say
no, well-
something? You should have said something. I know.
Well, no, it was a good instinct. It was a good instinct, but communication is equal parts of being in a team. So, but don't worry, this is not the end for our heroes. Like, there is lots and lots of plots. This is just one path that they have taken. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us in chat. And if you're watching this after the live stream, thanks for checking it out. We do love you guys, and it's awesome having people around to do stuff. A very interesting but slightly differently paced game today, I think. And it was good to have everyone kind of, back in the saddle and getting ready to go. So once again, my name is Michael, and I run Ask A Pathfinder. You can find me on Facebook at Facebook/Ask A Pathfinder, or check me out on Discord at www.discord.me/Ask A Pathfinder. I offer free coaching for playing Pathfinder and other role-playing games, so feel free to drop by, say hi, have a chat, and do all that sort of stuff. I have a whole bunch of advice pages, columns, shows like this, if you want to check me out and other things as well. And then, of course, we have the Color Circuit crew and what they've got going on. So what have you guys got going on?
Oh my god, it's Tuesday, which means tomorrow is Wednesday, guys. This is the same thing as every time. Tomorrow, Sketch Monkey, our weekly sketch writing improv comedy show, which is followed by our baby child improv bagel, where a group of improv sit together and recreate long-form comedic podcast-y type of things, which would be followed by Burnt Bagel, which is a more relaxed comedy improv podcast. Other than that, guys, you guys really think about following us on our Twitter, which is @Color Circuits. We do a lot of stuff on there, and our Instagram is popping right now, which is color.circuit.life. If you guys are on our channel, hopefully you guys will follow us on stuff to figure out what we're doing day to day, more frequently.
Cool. All
Subscribe
right,
on
guys.
Twitch.
And do that.
Yes. Subscribe on all the things. Do all the things. Like, share, friend, wave, hi, poke. Whatever it is you
All
young
those
kids do.
birds.
Swipe right.
Swipe right, yeah.
Swipe. No, okay, I'm not. No. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us, and as always, keep your dice rolling and make sure your ideas stay mind worm free. Catch you next time, guys.